Salute to everybody that's in here. I believe all the brothers will be tapped in tonight for this conversation. Government insurrection, if I ever seen it, as far as I'm concerned. Democrats have deputized immigrant vigilantism against ICE. These are government employees, essentially, right? And I just need to see a little more 1960, 1950, even 1970 treatment toward these radical illegal immigrants. The way they did some of our ancestors, y'all. I need to see that. But we won't, unfortunately, we got to be honest about this conversation. I'm going to drop the link early. I highly doubt they will experience some of the extreme aggression that our people face back in the day. Dogs getting sicked on them, chewing their arms off, chewing their nut sacks out, biting the shorty's titties off. None of that, right? I don't think none of these goofies will see it. But we got government employees, politicians particularly, let's simplify, politicians doing the most for illegal immigrants when they rarely, if ever, lift a hand, right? Even an eyebrow. In efforts for something progressive for Black America, y'all. We're going to have a conversation, okay? But if you're here for the first time, you're not here for a long time, I am your host, Chef C from New Jersey. This program is brought to you by Bloodline Films in collaboration with our brother Juan J. Johnson, LWF Training for Season 2 on their necks, and our partner program, Pat Talk with the brothers, okay? I want to make sure that all of you share, like, and if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you do so. You like what any of the brothers is talking. They talking that fly shit. And if we even got some sisters that come in here, they got a Cash App. Hit they Cash App, ladies and gentlemen. Show us that it's real. Okay? Because we want to hear from y'all tonight as well. Definitely want to get some feedback from y'all, because this shit is egregious as far as I'm concerned, and it's treason at its finest as far as I'm concerned. But nevertheless, before we go to the brothers and get them in here, I want to see who's in the chat right now, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely got to see who's in here. Let me get little homie Chef in here to put some respect on y'all names, man. If y'all in here, let us know it's real. You understand?
Peace. What's happening with everybody? I see we got our brother ABM in the building bright and early. ABM, you definitely got to check in, player. You got to check in. Salute to the God, brother ABM, for checking in. Yes, indeed. Let me see who else is in here. We got my brother Meech. Good money, Meech. Salute to the God, brother Meech, for checking in. Salute. Yes, indeed. Who else we got? Carla, we got the sis in the building. Sis, if you want to build on this check-in, I'm going to be dropping that link. If not, you are always appreciated. Salute to Sister Carla. Most definitely. Let's see. Who else we got in here? We got our brother Rodney in the building. What's happening with you, brother Rodney? Salute to the God, brother Rodney, for checking in. Yes, indeed. Who else we got? We got Dev in the building. What's happening with you, Dev? Good to see you as always. Salute to Dev. Who else we got in here? Hold on. Who else we got, family? Who else? We got Latoya in here. Latoya, what is happening with you? Salute to Sister L in the building. Salute. Who else we got? One more time. Let me see who else we got in here. We got Dijon. What's happening? Salute D. What's happening to D in the building? Pause. Salute to D for checking in with us right now. Let's see who else is in here. Let me see. We got EJ in the building. E, what it look like, E? Salute to E for checking in. Peace, E. Let me see. Brother Vader. Brother Vader, listen, I need you in here to talk that fly shit, Brother Vader. Check in, man, when I drop that link if you can, sir. Salute to our Brother Vader for checking in. Let me see, who else do we have? Who else do we have? We got Brother Mark in the building. Brother Mark, what's happening with you, Mark? Peace to Mark for checking in with us. Oh, y'all in this motherfucker early. Salute, salute, salute. Let me see. We got Sister Vina in the building. Sister Vina, what it look like checking in with us right now? Salute. Yes, indeed. Damn, we got a good amount of y'all motherfuckers in here. All right. And of course, we got my brother Q from Let's Talk 2 in the building, ladies and gentlemen, as always. Salute to our brother Q for checking in, ladies and gentlemen. Salute, salute, salute. To our brother Q.
Good job from Lil Chef checking us all in, y'all. And we got all the brothers in here bright and early, man. Let me go right to these brothers right now. Let me do this. Let me do this real quick. Let me bring the brothers up. Let me bring the brothers up. Let me drop the P talk down. Peace, brother Q, man. How you living, brother Q? What's the vibration, sir?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Yes,
We
indeed.
in the, we
Yes,
in the middle.
indeed.
We in the middle of the summer.
Right.
I'm good. Great topic to talk about.
Right.
Definitely realize how people are being weaponized as usual. Not realizing that you're gonna get yourself in a situation that you might not be able to handle.
Come on. Come on.
Crashing out over these people. But great conversation we're gonna have. Glad to see all the brothers is here.
Right. Right.
Dr. Short, yourself. I'm looking forward to this. I see everybody in the chat, the usual people that always support us, what we do. So appreciate you guys in the chat having this conversation with us. Remember to hit the like button. Remember to share. Remember to help us promote our channels because we're all getting, I ain't gonna say it's shadow banned. I'll just say that we're not growing as we should be, but we're here. We're
Most
ready.
definitely. Oh, good. Salute the brother Q, man. Good to see you, Q. Q, you been putting in work, man, with Sister Azima over there, man. I've been peeping y'all. Y'all working. Y'all working for real, man. It's some good stuff y'all got over there. Cause I've been personally, I mean, I never go to Brother Short. It's good to see the brother Dr. Short in the building. I've been working like a dog, man. It's Hampton season for me right now. So I got to get it when it's hot. So cause when that winter hit, particularly that January time, it'd be cold as hell outside.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, man, y'all been putting in work over there, man, really waking some stuff up. So I'm extremely impressed with all that information y'all dropping over there, man. I definitely be having in my airplay. If y'all haven't subscribed to our brother Q by now, you're bugging. Subscribe to him. Let's talk to with my brother Q. Him and Sister Azima, particularly on Tuesdays. Y'all want to catch what they be talking. A lot of information, y'all. A lot of information over there. But brother Dr. Short, sir, how white are you this afternoon, sir?
I'm whiter than snow because I'm with white
Oh
Jesus.
shit.
So whiter than
There
snow.
you go.
Watch
Yes,
me,
sir.
right? And I'll tell you, this country will be whiter if they just follow through and let ice. Ice is white. I mean, the ice
Right.
is trying to make the country white. And all the coons out there, especially if you voted for Obama, there's some sorry bisexuals out there. You know who I'm referring to as some of y'all studs. Let me just put it you like this to the studs and to the coons. There'll be more white women for everybody the more illegals they get out of here.
Come on.
They're really cutting into the exotic sex market that you guys thrive on. And you really need to support Trump. He's actually trying to make things better. He's helping to make you a freak again.
Come on.
Okay, right?
Oh.
I mean,
Yeah,
so
come on.
please, stand by Donald Trump. He is basically God the Father of this whole movement to cleanse this country of people whose asses don't belong here. I mean, this has been 4 years of a home invasion. I mean, with measles, bed bugs, STDs, drugs, crime, bad driving, empty grocery shelves. So, I mean, these people just brought up motorcycles running lights and shit. Come on, guys. It's just miserable. tractor
Right.
trailer semis running over people. This is just people need to take that shit back to Tegucigalpa. You know, you almost missed the dictators that didn't let motherfuckers be free. If this is what we got with democratization, please bring the dictators back. And y'all can take that and shit. I'm gonna stop eating Chiquita bananas. There's got to be some way to stop this shit up here. Okay. So I mean, and some of y'all stop buying weed from them. And I know some of y'all are getting some of the muchachi sex, but is it really
Right.
worth all this shit getting hit and run over and shit and folks robbing folks and machete attacks? We've had enough, right? And we won't even get into the funky armpits of the people that ruined Essence Fest down there in New Orleans. You know, that bitch with the Elton John glasses and shit with the white wife. I'm the bitch looked like she could have been a stuntman from Gladiator Part 2, and she's had an essence. I mean, the woman looked like an orangutan with glasses, and she's had an essence. We went from Susan Taylor. She was a bohemian by her parents, but damn, they even had a Villa Rosa. They had an Afro Latino stud that was running Essence that looked like a woman. But you got this dude. I mean, not dude. I'm sorry. The bitch. She looks like Fela Kuti from Nigeria with Elton John glasses. I didn't even think they made those anymore. Remember, Elton John would jump on the piano and shit. Come on, Q. Y'all remember he would like do stuff with the weird glasses. That
This guy's
bitch looks
fool.
like she shot, but she must have been cleaning his house and shit before she like got through school. So the people were still. Those motherfuckers can steal. She's a Kenyan. She's stealing. And she couldn't dyke like she's doing here back where she came from. A lot of these illegals have come here to just be deviant motherfuckers. In fact, they were all cheering for Diddy too. They didn't have baby oil. They were doing with palm oil. Same difference. They wish she could have gotten there. So, you know, everybody's ass, please go the fuck back to where you came from. Whatever flag your ass waves of defiance, go back to its origin, right? You got a parliament, make that shit work for you. Have a revolution and shit. Shoot up the country you came from. Fuck up the one you were already with. And leave us the hell alone. Amen, somebody. Okay.
Well, hold on, Dr. Short, before you get on, Dr. Short, ready to
It's
go in
obvious,
today.
hey,
I
Chef
love
Steve.
it. I
It's
love it.
obvious Dr. Short did not like the cook off with the jambalaya and the pilaf right in the
Ah,
jollof.
yeah, that loft and that jump and that
You
jambalaya
didn't
was
know,
it was
but
kind of
with those,
disrespectful.
no, that's a crook off with those scammers acting like this shit comes from Nigeria. I mean,
Right,
damn it. If it's so great, why the fuck did y'all leave?
right,
Okay,
right.
I'm telling you, when someone says there are four bathrooms in Nigeria, it means they've got four windows. That's how, I'm not trying to be people too. They literally, that's I mean, y'all didn't know that. Yes,
Hold on, Dr. Short. Dr. Short, I see where you at tonight, God damn it. Hold on, sir. Let us set the program. he gonna be on that time tonight. It's good. It's good. I love it. Good. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Okay. Yeah, Sister Star, good to see you, sis. Always good to see you as well. Dr. Short is on that time tonight. Okay. Y'all know what time it's gonna be tonight. Just understand. Prepare yourself. Listen, let me get into this, gentlemen. Before we do that, though, I have a clip. I want to try to ease into this. You know what? Screw all that easing into shit. Let's get right into this immigration thing. Fuck all of that.
fuck them.
Yeah, let's go right into the immigration. I don't want the nigga shit right now. Karen Bass, ladies and gentlemen.
Boo,
Okay, that particular
boo.
whore. But I want to show something that's gonna, make everybody's spirit a little bit
Hey,
higher.
Chef, see, before you do that, has anybody else noticed that that bitch looks like Eddie Munster got a blowout and the shit went south? God damn.
He on that time tonight.
And why is she wearing today's man suits and shit? I still can't figure. Wear some fucking woman's clothes now and then. I mean,
Yeah.
shit. Or at least come out and just say you're a dyke. Shit.
Well, check this out, gentlemen and ladies. If you're finding that for those who are still renters, you're finding that the cost of getting into some of these properties are becoming a little more manageable. It's because of things like this are happening. You're seeing the motherfuckers get hemmed up. I
Oh,
like this for these illegals. I love this for them.
and the great getting up in the morning, fare ye well. Hallelujah. Oh, I
Okay.
think I'm gonna start
So
speaking in tongues.
so look at this. This is the same guy that'll look at you and talk crazy and be very passive aggressive and never speak in English when he's dealing with you. But we have seen over the last week, ladies and gentlemen, a rise in as I would say, the mobilization and the deputization of these immigrants toward attacking ICE agents who wear masks, ladies and
Mm,
gentlemen.
mm.
Right? They're essentially your politicians are essentially trying to dox ICE enforcers, y'all.
Mm.
But let's check this out.
Feed me, Jesus.
ID? Look, Fox paying Fox with him. Tried to run a play. Him up. ID. Diego. Get him out of here. Yeah, Q. Get him out of here,
I'm
y'all.
all for it, man. I hope that's off of one of my calls because I'm calling. And if y'all ain't calling in the chat, I ain't y'all friend today. Call
Well,
ICE.
can I do a stanza of my song, please?
Go ahead. Why not? Go ahead.
Okay.
Salute to the 100
Leaving.
plus in here.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Leaving on a nice plane. Won't see your illegal ass again. Leaving on it. Remember that song? So I'm leaving. So you pissed on me and you lied on me. You said you didn't like this country. You've
That's right.
been
You
stealing
have no culture.
everything.
You American have no
Right.
culture.
So you're leaving on a nice plane. Won't
Right.
see your illegal ass again.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, baby, I hope you all go. Hallelujah, right?
Right.
Ice
Right. Right.
Jesus. Oh, hallelujah. Just kick them all out. Feed me, Jesus. Get the
We,
fuck out.
I want to
Get out.
say this, sir. Let me say this to everybody. I salute everybody who has made at least 5 calls. Yeah, you thought I was going to say 1. Fuck that. Everybody that has made at least 5, attempted 5 calls, I salute you. You are a civic leader, as far as I'm
Mhm.
concerned.
And
Okay?
Chef B, they need to drop dimes like you, Rockefeller. Eh,
Right.
all
Right.
these people, I have worked with illegals. They lied and snitched on black people. I remember being fucked over by illegals when I was working for the inaugural dinner at Union Station, and they would do stuff to make you fail and then report you. They call all the time. Don't hire blacks. I would hear this stuff. I don't give a fuck. And no, take the fucking babies too, because they're gonna grow up. They're taught to hate us just like white kids are taught to hate us. I don't give a fuck. Y'all been breaking up black and Indian families for 500 years. They could do this for 4 or 5. Go the fuck back. I want a 100% tax on remittances to break the reason for even fucking going. If it costs me $20 to send $100 in the United States via the Western Union, it should cost them 30 or 50 to do the same. Take the
Right.
fucking incentive out of being over here and getting over. In fact, those people working under the table when they do the remittances, in fact, they should federalize remittances, which means you have to go to a government thing to make certain that they skim that shit off, pay some of that federal debt down. Amen. I don't
Indeed.
care. In fact, something else they need to do. That little punk ass mulatto that's the Pope. Uh, they need to tell the Catholic Church that they're going to lose tax exempt status if they keep pushing this sanctuary bullshit. It's time. And I'm serious. They got stuff. All the kids that they've raped to the Catholic Church, they don't have a fucking leg to stand on. Let me tell you something. All they do is like take away their tax exempt status. If any church or any group helps these people, you have to pay taxes on this illegal bullshit. This
That's
stuff
right.
would stop tomorrow. I just sent you a thing, Chef C. They can't go to Head Start. We don't want to share Snap. I don't want to share Crackle or Pop with their ass. Get the fuck out. The place I go to see a doctor with my damn cancer, I can't see the doctor I used to see because all these places that help moderate to low income people are overrun helping these fuckers. So I don't get to see. I've got to find new providers where these people don't go just so I can predictably see someone that fucking knows me. That, I mean, damn, that's a life or death thing for me. So I'd rather be their death than mine. Get
Well, I
the
tell
fuck
you what.
out.
I tell you what, brother Doctor Short. Let's. Well, real quick, let's put some respect on EJ, brother EJ. You are a scholar, an honorable man, a humanitarian, sir. I applaud your efforts, your civic obligations and responsibility and duty, sir. You are rising to the occasion, sir. So I salute your efforts in making the call. See, brother Q salutes your efforts as well, sir. We
Speaking
salute
of
you
that,
here.
can we start off early? Hey,
Oh,
y'all.
oh, Chef
Hold it,
C.
hold it.
Go ahead,
We
go
need
ahead.
some
Go ahead.
motherfucking money. Who's gonna sponsor this show? I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
because you
yeah,
got
yeah.
this punk ass Dr. Evil looking mulatto motherfucker here, a
Right.
Joaquin Jeffries. He was on his knees with his jaws dropped. I guess that's how he got to be House Minority Leader. And he probably has
Right.
his ass cracked open too. Yeah, I said it. The niggas never done nothing for us. But speaking of that, what are y'all gonna do for Pat Talk? We've been at this for a minute. I would like to see some donations. Chef C knows that either Chef C or I pay for all the stuff that supports Pat Talk. And when Chef C calls and says, hey, a bill needs to get paid, do I bitch and complain, Chef C?
No.
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 I say, Chef C, how much is it? Okay, I will have it by such and such a date and it'll get done. We really would like to see each of these shows bring in no less than $100. It's not a whole lot, but trust me, even if we do 4 weeks and we have like what it costs us about $125 to do this monthly. It's not a lot, but if the average American family doesn't have $400 saved up. And since my ass is sick as shit, and then my mother's ass got sick too, some of us have to scrape a little bit. Not to be complaining, not that we didn't pay, but who out there's got some fucking money? Who's got some motherfucking money? Who can drop on Chef C's from the soil Cash App? Who can put some cash up in here today? How many people got $5? In fact, let me do this in church. How many people? We need a $20 line, a $10 line, a $5 line. And then for people that want to give 100, somebody can do that. Somebody could just pay for the entire show
Well,
so
damn.
we
Well,
could have
damn.
some.
Hold on, brother Doctor Short.
Close the
Sister,
doors.
sister
Close the
Star,
doors, Chef C.
sister.
Close the
Look,
doors.
look. Sister Star said, "I'm not fucking with y'all tonight. I'm sponsoring the show right off GP." Sister Star is now our new sponsor for tonight's broadcast. Damn, Sister Star, you supposed to
I
let it
love
wait
Sister Star.
wait until the 1 hour mark.
We
Sister
got
Star,
asked,
we
we got
appreciate you, sis.
we're like teenagers with the bone hard dick. We go ask for the pussy straight off. We can't
Damn.
wait. We we know we're gonna get in trouble. We hope there's no teenage pregnancy, but we horny for some MFM. We need to feel the love. Because we
Right,
give
right.
people hell. I was giving them hell. Did you see my interview to Iran, brother? I know I sent it to
Yeah,
you.
I
I mean,
saw it.
Yes.
did you listen?
Yeah.
Did you see how I
Brother,
broke it down and told that dude he was a sand digger? It blew his mind. Said we have to do another conversation. Yeah, no.
there you go.
We
Yeah,
give
yeah,
people
yeah.
hell. We're getting shadow banned. The reason is that we're being choked out. I see mother.
They muted him. Hey, you talking that fly shit, brother Short? They
You on
packed
mute?
him
You
up,
on mute?
brother Short. Hold on, let me see if I can get him unmute. I can't even unmute him. They packed his ass up. Wow. Oh
Close,
damn.
close the doors. I told y'all to close the
They
doors.
packed him up, y'all. Wow.
Oh, I'm back. White
Oh, there you
Jesus
go.
is real.
Yeah.
White,
White. There you
white,
go.
white
White on,
Jesus is
Dr. Short. There
white
you go.
Jesus. White
Oh
Jesus is
shit.
not going to let the coons and the Boule and the supremacists stop me. I'm saying to you guys, we have people who have platforms that have tens of thousands of followers, and they're not saying anything. We say it, and let me tell you something. I got a show coming up on the 20th of this month with Jaguar. When I did a show with Jaguar back in March, all of a sudden my views went down by 60%. It isn't that people stopped watching. They decided they don't want what we're saying to get through. Okay. That means all these people say, we want to resist, and I wish I could have stood with Malcolm. I wish I could have done something for Medgar Evers. I wish I could have. Motherfuckers, be with us. Give us your support. And look, when I say to you, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm listed as a terrorist by your government for speaking out against how Black Americans are treated. Okay, and it comes with a price. It means literally you have problems all the time, problems with your phone, problems with your internet. If you try to work, people get you fired. People are scared. They were going to do a whole show where I would be one of the regular featured contributors on Russia Today television. As soon as we did the promo over by the Carter G. Woodson statue, Chef C, when they found out I was going to be on the show, all of a sudden RT got taken off of American television.
Right. Right.
I mean, that's crazy. I got the pictures of them taking pictures of me at the promo. That imagine, am I that powerful to someone? Yes. They're terrified of those of us who get it reaching our own people. How can you help? You don't have to give much. We're not doing what that faggot TD Jakes does. Ask you for, sow a seed, $1,000. But why can't you give 5, 10, 15, once a month, and whatever it is, because it helps. I'm on
That's
my way to
facts.
go to Cleveland, Ohio at 4 in the morning tomorrow because I helped someone who's going to become a judge, Judge Antonio Nicholson, who's going to be fighting against human trafficking and fighting for Black women and babies. I'm on my way. I'll send y'all some updates. The reason they're flying me out because of all the people. Dude got like 100, maybe 120,000 votes, but did not win because almost nobody would help. They called me. I'm in DC advising people how to fight in another state. I do it all the time. They're so thankful since almost everybody we went to turned their backs on us, but not you, Dr. Short. We want you to come. And I know Chef C, I know Quentin. I mean, let's be real. Mother Azima that talks to Quentin. I'm not boasting. I was happy to introduce y'all. And we're going to be doing a show. It's going to be called Sex in the Raw with Big Mama from Chicago. Y'all don't know. We coming, but all of us across the country that are fighting. My sister Ina, that I want you to meet, Chef C. We're trying to help people set up grocery stores in Black communities. We're fighting with the Department of Agriculture. I was on the phone cussing out somebody that works under the person in charge of charity for faith-based for the Department of Agriculture to do something about Black farmers, in particular Black women, that are getting screwed. We need your help. We didn't do it for the money, but you need money to do it. Can anybody other than beloved Sister Star, who we love so much, doesn't somebody else have $5? You got it for the weed man. You give it to the Arabs. You give it to the racist Russian, Ukrainian folk. You got it. You give it to all kinds of people. Why not this show? Why not? Why the hell not? Why not? I could be doing my own platform. I don't want to do it. I'm concerned about black manhood. When I hear about a black man up in Minnesota decapitating his son, and another black man decapitating his son, and then a black woman who had to kill a man that raped her for 8 to 10 years, we got to do something about this issue of manhood and womanhood and peoplehood. Who else is going to do it? In fact, other people are copying us. You saw that during the election when they had D.L. Hewley and those other punk ass niggas start talking about black men. But it didn't happen until we decided to say, Chef C and I, let's just rock. Let's rock the fagonists and feminists. Let's be black men and women again and not give a fuck who's bothered by it. That's part of delineation too. What is it worth? Wouldn't you like to see people stop sagging? Wouldn't you like for abortion clinics to be as rare as grocery stores in our communities? Where is that going to come from without a movement, without voices, without the education? I was talking to my brother because we did this video. I think I sent it to you, Chef C, on A. Peter Bailey, Malcolm X's editor. Right. Folks don't even, right? You saw it. It was good.
It was actually.
When people look at what we do, oftentimes it doesn't get the attention. But part of that is maybe we need to pay to promote it. Okay, so they said, we'll let you put it on there. But you know what? For your video, Chef C, for your video Q, for your video, Dr. Short, you'll have to pay for promotion because we'll set the algorithm against your content because we hate what you're doing. If you didn't just see that bitch that quit working for Twitter because Grok is into Aryanism and white supremacy and Nazism, you understand the intelligence community and the racists all run the internet. This internet is meant to promote faggotry, coonery, black self-hatred, black suicide, black eugenics. Anybody doing the opposite of that is in the resistance. So you are part of, you're part of the intellectual underground railroad of today. And the question is, I'm going to stop here. You have to have something. If you could put something, is there another person that's got a damn dollar? I'm going to say one more thing. Black men, I'm sorry, black men. We're fucking sorry. I don't see a goddamn thing that black men fight for in this country. They'll fight, we kill thousands of each other every year, but there's nothing that we struggle for. There's nothing that we really get behind that's substantive. And this show us an example. So you're a pretty pathetic, pitiful ass black man to listen to this shit, enjoy it, and you don't have $5. Yet you'll pay $15 to go to see a porno, or you'll give a stripper who's got enough crabs to be the Chesapeake Bay of 50. I land my plane.
Yeah, you had that queued up, Q. Real quick, man, I gotta put some respect on a couple names, man. First and foremost, I want to thank my two sponsors for today's broadcast. Normally we go until the 1 hour mark, but salute to y'all for real, coming through right off GP. My sister Star and my brother ABM becoming the sponsors of today's broadcast right on GP. Salute to these phenomenal people right here. Definitely want to thank both of y'all for putting on, keeping this thing going, starting it off right. Also, I want to send a salute to Brother William for putting on, just making a contribution on GP. William, I appreciate your contribution, fam, for helping us do what we do here. Much salute to you. Salute to William for coming through and putting on. Salute, Brother William. Salute. All right, now, let's get this thing going. Brother Q, if you want to add anything to what Brother Dr. Shaw, he already cooking. He ain't even letting the oven preheat or nothing, you know. So he already came a certain way. He already feeling some type of way. But if there's anything you'd like to add, feel free to do so before I play this clip, Brother Q.
I just want to add. I second what he said, and I overstand what he's saying. And then when you look at the reality of our situation, is we're running around here living in food deserts and all this other bull crap. Every day we go through all this forces and fake Boule elected officials that don't mean us any good. And they are the enemy. They should be brought up on treason charge against their people.
That part. Come on.
And they have tricked us out of our rightful place in this land. And we still sitting around playing games. And literally they're telling us every day that illegals are more important than you and I.
That part. Come on, Q.
Your ancestors built this bitch, but
Right.
they're telling you that illegals are more important than you. Blatantly telling it to you. And literally will stand on it, willing to risk their political careers for them more than they've been willing to risk their political careers for people that have been unalived by the system,
Right.
Incarcerated by the system, put in a bad situation by the system, but they don't care. So, to second notion what Dr. Shaw said, like, enough is enough. We should be frustrated. We should be pissed off that they're allowing this to be a fight. Literally, and I don't want to take away from the program, you got people complaining about the big bill because they're not going to be on social systems anymore. They're not going to be on Medicaid anymore. And they're able to work. These same systems is what broke the black family.
That part.
They're mad because they can't, you can't be on Section 8 for more than 2 years. Like some people think Section 8 is a part of passing down generational wealth. It's not designed for that. It's designed as something temporary. So with that, we're going to keep it pushing.
Yeah, but no, Q, you woke something up, man. I mean, those programs, them civil rights, all of the stuff that was originally supposed to be for us, man, we really started watching a lot of that shit get funneled to them. It never really hit our community the way it was designed to. They just used everything that we fought for and gave it to them. This Democratic Party that we hear so much about, quote unquote, the party of the people. Well, it's only one thing missing with that particular part is the black Americans.
I've not heard one person in the media, and I've heard very few in new black media correct these politicians when they say we are a land of immigrants.
That
Bullshit.
shit. Come on.
No, we ain't.
Come on, Q.
We ain't a land of immigrants. At the least, and I don't even like to go with this narrative, some of my ancestors are prisoners of war. But at the least, that's what they is. But we hear it. This is their talking point. Oh, this is the land of immigrants. Bullshit. This ain't the land of, I'm not no immigrant. And my people is
Right.
not
Come
no
on,
immigrant.
Q. Come on.
And
Shit.
it goes
And
to
Brother
show.
Q,
Hold on one second, Dr. Short. It goes to show what Dr. Short told me about 2 years ago. And the reason why a lot of these coons and tethers is acting the way they acted. Because half of you niggas don't know your grandparents.
Come on, Q. Hold on.
If you knew who your people was, you would never allow that to happen.
Come on, Q. Come on.
If you knew who your people was, you would never allow nobody to disrespect your lineage. That's your lineage. You're responsible for your first name. They're responsible for your last name.
Come on, Q.
Man,
That's why. Hey,
man.
hey, Q. You about to have me feel. Hey, that's why I run around here, Chef C. I ain't calling myself that because it might sound cool. That C is my last name. Everything I do, I stand on my motherfucking last name. Everything. Everything. So yeah, I mean, listen, Q, when you say that shit, man, that shit put, man, if you ain't doing it for that, I don't know what the fuck it is. You gotta put some respect on that bloodline. Whatever part of it that you coming from, you got to honor it unapologetically, y'all. But real quick, and we're gonna keep it going. I'll touch back with you real quick, brother Dr. Shaw. I gotta put some respect on some people's names real quick. 1 second, family. We got some more contributions that came through. Dijon and brother Eric, salute for putting on and making a contribution to keep the exhaust fans on. We appreciate y'all. Most definitely appreciate y'all for rocking with us today and helping us keep this thing moving. Our co-sponsors of today's broadcast are Sister Star and our brother ABM. Brother ABM, man, if you're free, check in. The link is pinned to the top. Anybody else that wants to get in, the link is also pinned to the top. Feel free to check in. But I definitely would like to hear from you, brother ABM, if possible today, sir. Again, appreciate our other contributors to the broadcast. Brother Dr. Short, you had something to say, and then I'm going to play this clip, sir.
Yes, I'm just in complete agreement with you, Brother Q. And lineage is so important. And, you know, when people know, part of why we are fucked up like we are is we don't know our great-grandparents and our great-great-grandparents. And if people knew those people, a whole bunch of us would cease to see each other as strangers. You know, there's a sister I was talking to up in New York City. And she says, it's always so good to talk to you, da-da-da-da-da. This like, and I said to her, you know what? My cousin told me, in fact, let me just put this on the table. How many of y'all know that Roots is a U.S. government project to fuck up black people? Most of you don't know that.
No,
Roots,
I don't. Wake it
Roots
up.
is okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, wake it up.
All
Yes,
right.
sir.
There was something going on in the 60s about black people trying to put themselves together and unify around lineage. And there were various people that did things. There was a little black lesbian I know who's dead, who stood by the name of Pauli Murray. She's the founder, the black woman, little black lesbian that wanted to be a man, that was the brains behind the National Organization of Women. Look the shit up. Don't believe me. Pauli, Pauli Murray, Murray. Born in Baltimore, died in the 90s? Or no, she died in the 80s. She died in the 80s. Anyway, Pauli Murray had a book called Proud Shoes, one of the early books that was talking about roots and lineage, right? But there was another person that was a genealogist who's, I always say to people, my cousin aunt, okay, born in 1913, right? She was a Nottoway Indian and a black, and I guess, great granddaughter of the Secretary of War for the Confederacy. John C. Breckinridge is one of my ancestors, unfortunately. And she was working on and was going all over the world tracing our family lineage, right? And her genealogical work was called Roots. She was beginning to get traction all over the country for her expertise. And she was talking about the Black American identity. The term that she patented was called Afro-Marin. It stands for African European Indian. Basically what we are, the three concentrations, that's who we are, Afro-Marin, right? You can look the shit up. Now, what happened, they didn't want that because This was coming along at the same time. Most people don't know in 1968, you had a civil rights bill for Indians. In 1968, same year they killed Dr. King. So a whole bunch of shit was going to become available to people that were Indians. They did not want black people to get access to this. And you got this, my cousin, bitch, looked like she was from China. I thought she was Chinese. I wonder why she liked me when I was in school. I was surprised when I found out she was black. Then to find out she's my cousin, like, damn, we don't have any Chinese people in our family. They introduced a no good intelligence motherfucker from Naval Intelligence named Alex Haley, who also helped get Malcolm X's ass killed. Oh, yes, he did. Ask Dick Gregory. He's not here to talk about it. In order to make certain that there's no connection between Indians and blacks, because we're not just all reparations for the slave labor, we're all reparations for the land and the treaties violated. And because we don't know who our ancestors are, we've been cheated in so many different ways. They didn't want that. So what do? You put this dude with this lady, my cousin, and Alex Haley gets her to do all this shit and then steals the title roots for a fake ass book. He didn't even write this shit. That's how he got sued. And they manufactured a book that made us all come from Africa. And Roots, which is supposed to be the name of the Brooks Campbell Short family. Look the shit up on Google. You'll find it. 49 years ago, next year, it will be 50 years, when they were talking about commemorating the American family. 49 years ago, they had 6 family trees and lineages represent what America was. The black tree is my tree. That's how thorough this woman was. Alex Haley, who was fascinated by all the stuff, she says, what's this? She said, this is my roots, and roots is my work. Alex Haley, his publishers refused to use his title for the book, and instead he took Roots. And so you never heard of Thelma Short, but you have heard of Alex Haley. Alex Haley, who's a fucking liar, who had you thinking Kunta Kinte. I mean, first of all, that shit, Kinte is from Ghana. Kunta, I don't know where the fuck that's from. And it's the same way in the book. One of my ancestors named Shanti, she's a Shanti, she's a Khan. How is she the aunt of a nigga in the Gambia? It's bullshit. It's all fucking conjecture. The same way this Pan-Africanism is fucking conjecture. And the real shit is who your grandparents and parents are in this country. Who the fuck else needs to go back 500 years to have a sense of who the hell they are? In fact, you didn't know who the hell you were until you started busting nuts as a teenager, till you started having periods and shit, like getting, a V8 come out in your clothes on the tennis court when you're in gym. You don't even know who the fuck you are. I mean, so why do I need to go back 500 years to have a clue? Africans themselves don't know who the fuck they are. If you've been to Africa, Africa's full of drug addicts, alcoholics, and prostitutes who don't know shit. That's how they get to be child soldiers that go around and kill everybody worse than black gangs. With the African drumming, the art, and the language, it's all the fucking lie that you need the garbage they've got there to have some dignity here. Now back to my story, the sister in New York. She said, my cousin, the genius, Thelma Short Doswell, related to all the great people, including Arthur Ashe, my cousin, look, who won Wimbledon last week or this week, 50 years ago, more than 50 years ago. Let's be very clear, taught me that whenever people get along, it is because you're one people. Q and I are more than likely related because I have relatives named Ford from Virginia. It's strange that him and I just click and we just stay click, and I don't know him a bunch of us, that's part of what they destroyed, scattering us, so we wouldn't know who the hell we are here. And we're reaching over across the salt water for these palm oil and fufu eating people that don't like us.
Come on,
So
come on,
back to the
come on.
point, this sister, beautiful sister, I just love this sister. It's not a sex thing. I'm too old to talk to her, but I realized, you know what? I need to ask her, where the hell are you from? And don't say Africa. And she said, South Carolina. I says, well, where? And she says, oh, we're from McCormick, South Carolina. I says, McCormick, where the hell is that? And it's what county? And it turns out McCormick is the county seat of McCormick County. And I says, oh, shit. I says, I need to look this shit up. And I looked on the map in South Carolina and says, oh, shit. I asked her, hey, you have any Thurmans in your family? Any Thurmans that you know of? And she says, I know Thurmans. I said, that the niggas took the H out. Thurman, same shit. And she says, why? I says, look, I got to pull up the map. I zoomed it up. Her family is across Lake Thurman from where my family's been for 250 years. The chances are that we are related because I have family over in that county too. It's basically a fact that we're related. We don't even know each other. But because she knew who her great-grandparents were from, and I know where my great-grandparents are from, I'm immediately connected. We need to know who the hell you are here before you get off into some stupid chicken killing religion and doing all this stuff, because you know what? These African niggas that are coming over here, these fuckers are into evangelical shit. They're running with Kenneth Copeland's racist ass. These Klansmen, then they will get you into that stupid juju and shit and charge you $10, $20, $30, $40,000 to learn how to cast spells and shit when you can learn hoodoo free here.
Come on.
So it's important to know who the fuck you are. In fact, when ICE might pick some of your asses up, running around with all these stupid ass hunga bunga names and shit, you know, I like Malcolm X, but he fucked a couple things up. One thing is that just blind Islam is the solution to everything. Even Brother Q will tell you they're a bunch of coon-ass Muslims. Like the coon-ass Muslims that killed Malcolm X. Same way that coon-ass, faggot-ass preachers, okay, and just don't join a religion. You got to have some sense of who the fuck you and your people are. So let's be clear. And then Malcolm also messed up one other thing. You're just an African. Bullshit. Most people in Africa don't see themselves as African because Egyptians and Moroccans who kill and beat the fuck out of black Africans don't consider them brothers. Nor do they do it in Algeria or Mauritania or Tunisia or Libya. And then the people in Ethiopia and Somalia don't necessarily see themselves as Africans. So what the fuck kind of African are you? And then South Africa, if you're not a South African, they call the people there that they kill African. They don't claim them. So you're just an African. This bullshit that's pushed a lot by Caribbeans and sexual clout chasing niggas that like folk who use fufu as birth control. Okay, those people who are liars, who are pushing this stupid socialistic fake ass thing that they don't even believe in, they're lying to you. You better know who the hell you are in particular, because they may come in and bust up your eyesight. On top of that, you need to make certain if you are getting some of that green card coochie, and a lot of sisters, they like infected green card West African dick, preferably Nigerian. You need to know if that motherfucker is really here legally or not, because you know what? They'll take your dick away, and he's probably got all your ID and shit. They're going to scam the shit out of you. Even if they go back, they got your social. So y'all need to wake the fuck up. They got your social and shit. Your ass is already broke. Thank you, Jesus, for ice. Thank you, Jesus, for ice. Send down the ice, Lord.
Well, I tell you what, brother Dr. Short, man. So hold on. First and foremost, real quick, salute to our brother Dr. Short. He came in here. He coming in here with. He got the right pants going this afternoon, y'all. He got the right pants going. Let me play something though. We gotta play this Hakeem Jeffries, y'all. And salute to the 170 plus in here already with us. Hakeem Jeffries, you piece of shit. I can't, man. Somebody need to get this alien up out of here. I really can't stand folks like a Hakeem Jeffries. But nonetheless, he's putting the tag on the ICE folks, deputizing these immigrants. Him and his gang, they're all doing it across the country, particularly, y'all. But I want to play this here for y'all to bring everybody up to speed. Fair use.
Every single ICE agent who's engaged in this aggressive overreach and are trying to hide their identities from the American people will be unsuccessful in doing that. This is America. This is not the Soviet Union. We're not behind the Iron Curtain. This is not the 1930s. And every single one of them, no matter what it takes, no matter how long it takes, will of course be identified. That in fact is the law. And we're going to make sure that the American people have the transparency necessary to hold people accountable.
Y'all, don't let that go over nobody's head. Let me spin this back for a second, real quick. That's called whistleblowing, y'all. Right? We ain't gonna overcomplicate it. He literally said, I deputize any American citizen, legal or illegal, to act out whatever form of justice you deem necessary once an ICE agent is identified. That's what he just said. That little political jargon, you don't let that shit go over nobody's head. This man should be arrested immediately.
Let's start a petition for that. Let's petition that he be removed. I mean, if you do it to start it, I'll share it with my right-wing Republican friends. I mean, shit. I mean, he has to. Look. He has never stood up for anything black, no matter how bad it is. There have been all these disasters and things. He's been silent. He is nothing but a kosher coon. And I'm just so sick of a fag keem, whatever his thing is, something's wrong with them. I don't know how, but he's never stood up. You're not standing up for black veterans being thrown out of housing in New York, where he is a member of Congress. I mean, all these things that are happening, he doesn't say a thing. All of these things that are happening, people being hung. They're hanging blacks in upstate New York and Albany. They're hangings all over the country. And it's silence from this punk ass nigger. And only when, and I'm saying this, Black American people have said to the world that we're weak and you can fuck us up the ass and take all of our money. And we're in a prison. When you become the cell block bitch, Brother Q can tell you, when you become a punk, everybody takes you. It's assumed, even the weakest person. That's why the illegals are fucking with us. People like Hakeem Jeffries have said that black people's assholes are cracked open and are waiting for service. No condom or lubricant necessary. I mean, and therefore they're always, and let me tell you something, when Hakeem gets up and speaks as a black man, all the racists and supremacists who are upset about the borders, when they don't hear from black people, blame us collectively for these fucked up people in the congressional black circus. Okay, they're all shit until we're throwing eggs, tomatoes, flower bombs, showing up and disrespecting them. For us to do to him what he's saying do to the ICE people, to say, Hakeem Jeffries, is it true that you were at those cigar parties that Diddy had?
Come on.
Why? You know, there was that story that came out, and then all of a sudden they said it wasn't true, that Diddy was doing communist revolution theme parties, and the guys were playing with cigars, and they were Latin dudes that were greased down, and the guest of honor was Hakeem Jeffries. I'm not saying it's true, but that's what the story was put out. Then all of a sudden the story got quiet, and nobody knows anything. And is this why all the charges were mostly dropped against Diddy, because of all these other people who are probably nastier than Diddy? You know, I was thinking about, thinking about Diddy, and that song came to me, Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head. And I started thinking about semen falling on my head.
Pause. Paul, hold on, God,
Semen falling on my
pause. No, no,
head.
no, 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 no.
That
Hell no.
doesn't mean I'm going to leave this freak off it. Oh, and it's for me. Oh, I can't stop to come by complaining.
Pause.
There's one thing I know.
Hey, yo. Look,
Sex
hold on,
dudes
listen.
are
Hold on,
the
brother
most
Dr. Show. Hold on, wait a
Okay.
minute, God damn it. Wait a minute now. Hold on. Let me play some more of this track here, and then I'm gonna go to Brother Q. God damn.
To hold people accountable when they're folks who cross the line here in America. That's what's going to happen. And as I mentioned earlier,
That's deputization, y'all. Okay? For those of you who just getting in, Hakeem Jeffries on the record has deputized civilians and illegals against ICE. On the record.
Don't send Toby away. Toby be good for your hand, boss. Good for your hand,
Right.
master.
It's all right, Toby. It's all right. You
And you know what? His attitude is, I'm light skinned and I say so.
I'm tragic and I say so. Let's play some more. Salute to the 180 plus in the building right now.
and I spoke to Congressman Nadler about this.
Be sure to like, share, subscribe if you haven't done so, y'all. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that share.
Our first priorities are always going to be making sure the person who was on the front line is in the best possible place to move forward.
He was at the front
It's the
line of
case
the
with
Diddy
Monica
party.
MacGyver, and it is also the case with Congressman Nadler's brave, young, patriotic staffer. And we've got to address those issues first. That's the human thing to do. While simultaneously, of course, preparing to deal with the broader policy implications, which, as I mentioned, are underway.
Make
Thanks.
make no
Go ahead, Q.
mistake of how wrong he is with what he just said. Regardless of political affiliation, regardless of how I don't like him, regardless of how he is a traitor, how he needs to be dealt with as a traitor, what he just said is so fundamentally wrong. The front line is the law enforcement.
Come on.
Law enforcement are enforcing the law. They're not worried about political party. So that is the first and foremost thing. Now, if you have an issue with what ICE is doing, you still have to be civil in allowing them to effectively do their job. Like Chef C said, this man is dog whistling. This man is setting people up, and the Democratic Party is setting a lot of us up for failure. You touch one of those ICE officers or you physically harm them, they're going to roof you. You're getting up out of here.
Yeah,
And
they got to pack you up.
And
one
you
of
know
the
what?
things that always
Oh, I'm
concern
sorry.
me, always bugs me out about people when they talk this jail shit. Just because you go to jail, that don't mean you coming home. It ain't no guarantee you're going to come home. I've seen a lot of dudes not come home because some other stuff happens when they get in jail. So for him and that party to continuously tell people to defy ICE, to resist. Usually, what it is when they deal with law enforcement is comply, and we'll work it out later. Now, all of a sudden, they're not telling people to comply. They're literally telling people to resist law enforcement. Let me explain to you guys. I put it in the chat earlier. If you touch one of them ICE officers, that is an assault on a federal agent. It's a criminal code, a federal criminal code. Let alone if you have a record, let alone if they get hurt, let alone if they get the severity of the charge goes up, whether it was blood, they will roof you. And I'm telling you, if you touch one of them ICE officers and you go to jail, you might not make it out.
And you know what? I think his front line is his asshole. But just to get that off my chest. But the thing that's really getting me is Joaquin, whatever the hell his damn problem is, doesn't he understand that his little guy, faggot, with the National Defense Authorization Act, they can start doing national emergency, a national security threat, and they could do all kinds of stuff. On top of that, my saying is, make America great with the new Kent State. I believe, like the guy who got shot down in Texas, and this conspiracy of people that had planned to hurt ICE people down in Texas, if you ever make it such that people are acting in open insurrection against the government on the posse comitatus, they have the right to shoot and kill people. And you're going to get some Kent State shit. It's going to happen. Someone's going to have to unload a few guns. See, some of you people that are younger, y'all don't remember Kent State. But I remember Kent State because my uncle, Joseph, got shot in the head in Cambodia. And my mother saw it in a dream, and my mother woke up and was screaming and praying for hours so her brother wouldn't die, because he literally got shot in the head by a sniper. Viet Cong shot his ass. And people were protesting that Nixon had people in Cambodia and he had lied. And you had anti-war protests for years, people. But once those National Guardsmen shot the fuck out of those white kids in Kent State in Ohio, the whole Vietnam War protest shit sort of got soft when people recognized that, you fuck around and find out when you mess with state power. And stupid ass Hakeem Jeffries, with all that AIPAC money shoved up his ass, is going to get people fucked up.
Well, you know what? I will say this, Brother Short. Listen, if you're stupid enough to take your jigaboo, everybody love everybody.
Everybody love everybody! Come on!
You stupid enough to take your stupid ass out there, I want you to get packed up. I need you to get packed the hell up and shipped off in the best way. Okay? But real quick, ladies and gentlemen, I'll continue my little. The wolf is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Brother Juan J. Johnson, sir, how are you this afternoon, sir?
Man, I am tired. It's a lot going on personally. But I'm here for the discussion for as long as I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We hear you loud and clear. Are you up to speed? And we hope everything turns around for you on the other side.
And White Jesus hears you too.
White Jesus to you, Dr. Short. What's up, Brother Q? All those on the chat. I'm here for the conversation. My mind goes back to a couple weeks ago when I said I'm calling for violence.
Oh, you back? All right, you back here already. All right, yeah. All right, go to the wolf.
My thing is, what's different from what I said a couple weeks ago from what he said, Hakeem Jeffries? He was more mild. He said it. I have more season to me. Look, family.
Yeah, he was bland. You
Very
had some seasoned some sazon, not some sazon, but seasoned salt. Excuse me, sir. Go ahead.
But he was very intentional. They know what they're doing. They're calling for unrest. They're calling for attacks. So when I said what I said a couple weeks ago, I meant that. Because you got to see what's about. You have to see what's about to happen so you can advise the people so they won't be caught off guard. It seems like every time we call for knuckle up, we got the preface with, we have the preface with this. We don't want to hurt nobody. I don't want to hurt somebody.
Hold on. What would you say? Well, come on now.
If you come after me intentionally to hurt me, I promise you I'm going to destroy you. You will not be around. You will not have a lineage. Your lineage gone. Because that's how they come in. And, again, if we are the patriarchs, we just don't give instructions. We give instructions. So when I'm encouraging you to look, family, have you considered a shotgun?
Yeah.
Have you considered a rifle? Have you considered a semi-automatic handgun? Have you considered a revolver? I'm sending you some subliminals. Intentional. Because these folks are playing for keeps.
Come on.
At our expense. If you was on fire, they wouldn't piss on you. They wouldn't piss on you to put flames out. Yeah. If our community was on fire, they wouldn't come together as one nation and piss on us to put the flames out. Okay? We're keeping 100. And I've heard the broadcast, and Dr. Short is 100% right. And that's why, remember, I've been deputizing since last year.
That's a fact.
I've been deputized. I may have to re-deputize some folks.
You might have to redeputize. We got 190 in here plus in the building. You might have to redeputize tonight, Brother Wolf. You might have to, sir.
I'm just saying there's too many soft, moist men who've been neutered, spayed, and emasculated.
Hold on, Wolf. Hold on, Wolf.
Scared to death Negroes are my enemy.
Again, I'll be saying off the chat, this may be my last time on these social media streets because I'm not good about that talk piece. I'm about that action piece. I teach you how to stop the threat, which is short for read between the lines.
Come on. Okay?
And we need more brothers willing to become soldiers. So and Hakeem, he knows exactly what he's calling for, family. They want a continual war in this country. There's some people who just want to see the destruction of this nation. Well, I'm here. I don't want to see it because I'm here. Okay? But for those who want to see it, you will see me and others. I'm going to land my plane with that.
Man, look. Look. We got the Wolf in here, ladies and gentlemen. It's that type of time tonight. 190 plus in here, ladies and gentlemen. This is something I want to bring to your attention too, because few people are being put on notice about their basic deputization of these illegal immigrants. I mean, we heard some outbreaks, etc. Particularly, it's all of the rhetoric that's coming from that party that
Everybody love everybody! Come on!
Yeah, it's coming from that party, but that particular mindset has been used against our people. This moral thing, we watch the moral fiber or the way we are as Black Americans get weaponized against us. to where your default setting, unfortunately, is to care about what happens with other people instead of yourselves. That's dangerous. We got to reactivate, as my brother Wolf said in the past, reactivate the preservation switch in you, Black America. Reactivate that motherfucker. Okay? Because again, look at the communities that used to be yours. Are they yours anymore? Why are we seeing quote unquote Akis having corner stores where those used to be corner stores that black men used to be black business owners having the corner stores? I remember as a youngin' back in the day, family, where I could go to the OG's corner store. He would have the coffees, he would have the Danishes, the Nutter Buddies, right? The honey buns. I get this shit. This was from a black man. Now, where I am in New Jersey, particularly New Jersey, I don't know where black American corner stores are anymore in the entire state of New Jersey, y'all. That was our shit. We had that. Right? Listen, the soul food restaurants are basically non-existent here in the northern New Jersey area now. Soul food restaurants that are black American owned and ran. Not folks talking about it's soul food and then you go in there and you see jollof, right? Or macaroni pie on the fucking menu. That's not black American. Black Americans don't do macaroni pie. The fuck? Okay? Foo-foo. How you gonna call your restaurant a soul food restaurant and there's foo-foo in there? It don't make no sense to me. So this is why I'm saying the preservation switch that our brother Juan J. Johnson always preaches about has to be reactivated, y'all. It's bad enough that many of us as adults have some challenges finding employment. How do you think that's going to look for the youngins that are coming up after? It's going to be non-existent, y'all. It's going to be non-existent. Right? Youngins can't even go into McDonald's, Burger King, Dunkin' Donuts, none of that. Get a job. Those used to be their summer jobs or even their after-school jobs. Now you got Julio, Ramirez, all of these other motherfuckers up in these spots. And they refuse to hire your children. Ladies and gentlemen, we just got to be honest about what's happening here.
And Chef C, can I interject?
Go ahead, sir.
Not only were those our summer jobs, they were starter jobs, they were entry level jobs, they were when you were in college jobs. All of that's gone. And let me just speak to the dumb fuck black men out there, because there are a lot of you that don't read, that didn't do well in school, alumni of the Yellow Bus and special ed. There was work for you. Now there isn't. Let's be honest. A lot of folks don't learn how to read and write. They know about who's going to go to jail by the time you're in the third grade. So not only you don't read and write well in English, and you don't speak Spanish, okay? And you're not the sharpest person, let me just be very straight, in the world of gangbanging. Let's be honest, even criminals want intelligence. Ask Brother Q. You don't want a dummy robbing and doing stuff. You won't even be important in the informal illegal economy being dumb.
That part.
So look at what's happened. Work that average achievers or underachievers, that stuff's gone for you. And you know what? Even when we would get those jobs, I can recall working in McDonald's. They always talked about how slow we were, how hard we didn't work, and so forth. Go into these places since we've been replaced, and they pay them more and the service is less. to show you how much they don't respect us. They didn't even have to work hard or fast. Them. All the rules changed. They even started offering scholarships and health benefits only when they got there. They're even talking about unionizing, but you couldn't do it for us. So I'm just thinking, even in the bullshit shit work jobs, for all of you mediocre brothers out there, you know who you are, who would compare F's and D's and thought that y'all were cool because thinking and reading and writing was for fags and white boys because it was cool because your friends, ones who were bastards that had no daddy and shit in the home and your mama didn't read and nobody read to you. And then all of a sudden you discover, damn, I'm stupid. What am I going to do? Well, if it's rough on you now who are adults that recognize that you're mediocre, what's going to happen to the kids that you've made? And God forbid if you've been a fucked up, missing, or underachieving father or mother. You got it. Let me give you the answer. Take some time to look at Brazil. Look at Australia, the Aborigines, who may be 2-3% of Australia's population and probably 30% or 40% of the people in jail. Or in Brazil, where the police may kill 20, 30, 35,000 predominantly Black Brazilian men every year. And then there are armed squads of these Latinos who also kill Black people with private little armies. That's what's happening here. And they brought those people up here who are used to having folks go around and kill people, just massacre them, in particular if they're Blacks in Latin America. Our stupid asses, I'm sorry, you're a dumb fuck if you don't know what I'm talking about. We're going to get exterminated. They exterminated significantly the Black populations in Chile, Paraguay, Argentina. Oh, yes, they did. They did massacres in Venezuela. In fact, I was telling people they were doing genocide on Blacks in Colombia. By the way, Black Americans more or less ended the genocide going on against Blacks in Colombia. I know because I initiated it. Just in case. So those people are now up here running for office and all of that, and their gangs, they're in the police department, they're everywhere. They're the ones tipping off people against ICE. And what are they going to do? They're going to turn that against you. And Black men, as tough as you are, they're killing you in prison. Brother Q will tell you, he told you, you don't necessarily come home if you go to jail. Every year, in fact, your little punk-ass President Obama refused to count for 8 years. They may kill, at minimum, 5,000 Black men in prison every year in this country. That's almost the number of lynchings that they claim happen. That's every fucking year, people. Every fucking year, tough Black men, stupid homoerotic rap music listening to, prison glorifying Black men, folks die. And those are the ones that they kill. What about the ones with AIDS and other things and so forth? That's death.
Well, I tell you, brother, Dr. Short. I mean, listen, we're dealing with. We got to get that switch going again, like my brother Juan speaks of here. But I want to bring something up for us, just to bring this thing home, because some folks are looking at the rhetoric as only a surface thing and nothing to be really concerned about. So I want to bring this up. And we got to understand the domino effect of what we're dealing with here. Q, you want to touch on what you dropped in the chat, Q, before we go to this clip, or not?
That's just once again, that's the sentencing guidelines.
Right.
The base guidelines, if you assault an ICE officer. And when I mean assault is if an ICE officer puts their hands on you to stop you, prevent you, the minute that you touch him or her, that's an assault. You resist, that's the other charge. That's just basic assault. Let alone anybody knows how these jobs work. You get hurt on your job, a lot of people, that's their way out.
Watch this. The Democrats can promote aggressive assaults because they see the masses as collateral damage.
That part. Come on. Come on.
You're not going to see Jeffries out there on those front line, but he's going to blow the whistle and send you out there, and you assault one of these ICE officers. You going to jail.
Come on. Yeah.
You going to jail for a minute. But that's what they do. They will have you out there, get you all railed up. He's like a hype man right now.
A hype man. Come
He,
on.
he's a carnival barker. And let us remember that Hillary Clinton was celebrating all the black folks getting killed in 2015 and 2016 as essential for the Democrats to win. Black people getting killed is a fundraiser, and it was for the NAACP. In fact, Medgar Evers was one of the biggest fundraising things that ever happened to the NAACP. That's why you hear about him so much. The NAACP didn't make much money off of Harrietta Moore that got blown up Christmas Day, 1951. So you don't hear about them because they didn't make as much money. Because, people think about Florida and orange juice, whereas Mississippi and the dude getting shot in his driveway, he had the nice, good-looking wife, Myrlie Evers, that you could do something with, plus it was the 60s. We're fundraisers, whether we're in jail, whether they're stealing your organs, whether it's a school-to-prison pipeline, whether black homeless people are profit center, as long as the money doesn't serve us. So if you want to be a sucker, if you just have to be a suicide crash dummy for homoerotic Boule sellout traitors or for white supremacists, be our guest. Nobody's begging for you to live. In fact, I think that black folk would probably be better off with the Warsaw Ghetto scenario to find who the real fighters are. All the lazy ass fence riding, ignorant coons. And I'm going to say, I got to cuss out black people for a couple minutes. I've traveled all over the world, people, and there's more information on black Americans in this country. I mean, it's busting at the seams on the internet and everywhere else. We're a goddamn disgrace that we need to be resuscitated every 5 minutes with historical facts to have fucking self-worth. It's a disgrace. You know what? There are the people that don't need to know one great person that people existed to grow a pair of nuts and stand up. I'm saying niggas talk about pyramids and everything else, and you can't get the nigga to pick up a broken bottle off the street in which he lives. What the hell is wrong here? And I'm going to tell you, we got to get to it. We're going to have to choose to be the devil's people. And you know what? The nice thing about all the little pagan shit for all you that are in this Afrocentric stupidity, even the Nation of Islam had a human sacrifice back in the 1930s, Brother Mizell. Remember they stabbed the dude in the chest in front of the people? Oh, all of these religions, and including the gay religion, believe in human sacrifice. And they do all these rituals and stuff. That's where all the missing people are, the milk cartons and shit. If you guys need to be the collateral damage human sacrifice to the god of white supremacy, be my damn guest. But that goes with being children of the devil. My ancestors, Basil Kelly and Thomas Benjamin Lancaster, two of my great grandfathers in their 70s was slinging guns in the Civil War in their 70s. My folks were God-fearing people that understood that part of being a God-fearing person says you have to fight as well as pray, right? You got to have something you need to throw down. All of this weakness, when you're a coward and you don't stand up, it's proof that you're a child of the devil.
Scared to death Negroes are my enemy.
Children of the devil go along with evil and don't fight back. And we've always had this discrepancy between black folk that were righteous and black folks that were Satanists. Black folks that you couldn't get off the plantation after Harriet Tubman marched her ass all the way down, risked her life running through dogs, and people got $1 million on their head to help some sorry, raggedy, crusty, complaining, do good niggas, and they don't want to run. Some of y'all aren't going to be saved. We're looking for the ones that want it. So, be my guest. If you're one of those pathetic Negroes, the kind I can't stand, the kind that when I hear about a mass shooting, say, well, I hope they got some of them. Just save the good ones like Chef C and Q. But little raggedy Negroes that won't fight, won't boycott, can't get them to do anything for their people. Y'all already dead to us. So we're not talking about you. But for you folk who got to fight, if you can't do something, you support someone. People criticize Booker T. Washington. Even though he didn't talk militantly, he was supporting people with guns, supporting people, doing everything he could on all sorts of levels. You don't have to fight the same way as, say, Lone Wolf. But you know what? You could say, Mr. Wolf, I don't want to carry a gun. But you know what? What would it take for me to sponsor a couple of young people to learn how to protect themselves? See what I'm saying? There are all kinds of ways to do it. You don't have to be. And no one asks for everybody to do it, but someone's got to do it. Whether it's being a trash man or whether it's someone that's a homemade that has to wipe the crack of someone's feces out of the crack of someone's behind. There's dirty work and someone's got to do it. And it's interesting. White folks say to their soldiers, thank you for your service. Black people say to their soldiers, nigga, so I'm supposed to respect you because you laid your life down for me. An ungrateful, a pathetic, despicable people. That's why nobody fights for you and nobody risks shit. Black folks used to inspire people. Folk used to come from all around the world to be involved with the struggle of black folks. And then we let the Boule. We let chasing twerkers, strippers, celebrities, Greek letter organization freaks, and Prince Hall Mason and Eastern Star witch and warlock pastors and megachurch grifter pedophiles bamboozle us into being a despicable joke, literally a knockoff of what we used to be.
Come on.
And by the way, I want to say this. I don't want to sacrifice anything for a sorry, pathetic, self-hating, do-nothing, bastard-making, baby-killing, feminist, bagonist liar. You aren't worth it. If you're on here listening, please hang up. We don't want you in our audience. Your ears are too dirty to hear our truth.
Yeah. See, that's that type of talk I like, brother Dr. Shaw. God damn it. You understand? Let me show you one time for that one. You understand? Salute to the 200 plus in here. They like that talk too. Okay, brother Wolf, you had a statement you were gonna make, sir, and then I'm going to this clip because we got to understand the danger, the domino effect. See, we hear too much, Black America collectively. We hear about trickle down economics, but the only thing that trickled down to us is the bullshit. Okay. And in this particular case, the rhetoric coming from your melanated leadership is going to have a trickle down bullshit effect in our communities or whatever's left of them, ladies and gentlemen. Let's be very clear about that. Kamala Harris, help me out.
Let's really be clear about that.
It's going to be a negative effect. So I say, listen, if you don't know Brother Juan J. Johnson by now, okay, lwftraining.com, I think you need to get some understanding and holler at that young man. But Brother Juan, you got the floor, sir.
I'm just going to follow up on what Dr. Short said about collateral damage, because I don't think that we have connected the dots, or we believe we're at war. We're at war over resources, family. I think that the powers that be WMD culture, which is short for white male dominant culture, have made up their mind and convinced those from afar that come here that Black Americans are the collateral damage. We don't mind seeing all of them, including their children, to leave this place. Okay? When I say leave this place, collateral damage means we can do without them. They don't have to be here. Okay? And a lot of us can't see that we have been characterized, without saying it, as collateral damage for the nation. You saw how they treated the immigrants when they gave them the EBT cards. They gave them housing. They gave them health care. And they held their nose, and the rest of the society held their noses. Like, you know what? See no evil, hear no evil, say no evil. And it was Black Americans raising our voices, saying, this ain't right. You're gonna give them something who don't even have no blood in the soil and don't give us nothing.
That part.
It's because we are, let me say this right. I'm not collateral damage for nobody, but we have been labeled as collateral damage for everybody. And until you see yourself in a war and for resources and for your identity, we will continue to be misplaced, erased, ignored, and benign neglect being practiced upon us as a collective.
That part.
Okay?
Well, you know what, Brother Wolf? You say it's always about the resources, but again, unfortunately, and this is what gets a little annoying for me. We can reiterate all the scholarly advice our brother Dr. Claude Anderson has been kicking for fucking decades. Mm-hmm. I mean, I wasn't even out of the womb yet. And this man was going around the country trying to get Negroes on point. Dr. Claude Anderson told us years ago, y'all, that this is a race to resources. Okay? It's not new to us. And now when you look at our community, salute to the 210 plus in here. When you look at the communities that were ours, they were ours. Let's be very clear about that. They are no longer ours. They are a little China. They are a little India now. They are a little Greece now. That means people of Greek origin have moved into an area that was yours, occupied it, and made it theirs, which now grants them the access of resources to that area. And you becoming a growing consumer population for however long they would like to keep you over there, per se, right? We gotta stop with the wild shit. This love everybody shit. Will Ferrell, let me get Will Ferrell.
Everybody love everybody! Come on!
Stop smiling in these folks' face. Don't smile in they folks' face. I called ice on a kid that went to a graduation last week. You hear me? His family, they was Latinos. I knew they was going to be piling up, at that house. I said, let me wait till I see all these family members come through. I'm going to tell you how I lined it up. Okay? Because guess what? Chef C on this type of time. I'm like the Irishmen who moved into Seneca Village and scoped out the area. I moved into the Spanish area now, y'all. And I'm scoping out all the Latinos. And I'm hitting ice up and I'm saying, hey, it's something over here. I'm going to need you to go and holler. Yeah. I'm like the Irishman who moved into Seneca Village. I'm just not poisoning no water sources, y'all. Okay? I'm not poisoning no reservoirs like they did our people in Seneca Village, aka Central Park. But I am calling ICE and I say, ICE, I got the address, the exact address. ICE, I know where they at. Huh? Yeah. Black America, I need y'all to get on that type of time. Okay? Get on that type of time.
Doc,
Yeah?
let me say this.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I think again, and I'm gonna keep saying it because I see it often. Black Americans, and now even white Americans, have a fascination with death. They haven't articulated it, but anytime you are going to support somebody else over your survival, you, my friend, have a fascination with death. Because you don't know if they're going to reciprocate the same mindset. How do you give somebody else something that belongs to you, that your ancestors bled, sweat, and died for? And you freely give it to somebody who don't even have no blood in the soil?
None.
They have no blood in the soil, but they getting the resources.
Look. Watch this, Wolf. Black Americans that love them exotics so much, you fools. Or you everybody love everybody else.
Everybody love everybody!
Come on! Any of your immigrant friends, what does the anti-literacy bill mean to them? Ask them. Ask them what the anti-literacy bill means to any of their relatives who may have gotten here before they did. What does that mean to them? Right? And then we'll make it very plain for a lot of folks, y'all. Because even your melanated immigrants have no connection to that experience here in this land.
Mm-hmm.
That is a unique, diabolically tailored experience to Black America, where you make it illegal for us to read. All right? This is what this United States did to our ancestors.
Right.
Nobody else can say that. Right? Listen, the harms and atrocities that we've experienced as a people here are unique to us. Regardless if Hitler came here and found out some little tricks that he can then take back over there and do on those small hats. Right? He learned all that diabolical shit from here, which our people were already experiencing. This is why I have a very hard time hearing people with their woe is me stories. I don't want to hear none of this shit. And for you scary Negroes who prioritize the safety of illegal immigrants over your own offspring, your own people, you should be stomped out. I'm not advocating for violence, but I am advocating for you to get packed the fuck up. You love them so much, you go live in Africa. You go live in Venezuela. You go live in fucking Mexico. Get your ass out of here. Let me go ahead and play this clip, y'all. Hold on. Let me go ahead and play this damn clip. Fair use.
Them, they're ambushing them. They're threatening their families. They're talking about kidnapping their families. They're, going after their colleagues. It's extremely dangerous, and the rhetoric has to stop.
That was Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. She was on Fox and Friends earlier today, and she was sounding the alarm on dangers facing ICE officers. And this comes amid ramped-up resistance, some of it violent and potentially deadly. So here you're watching video that shows intense clashes earlier this week in San Francisco. ICE posting about it, saying this behavior is not protesting. Todd Lyons is acting ICE director. Something that Karen Bass, the mayor of LA, just said caught my attention when she said, how do we know that this is an arrest and not a kidnapping? I'll turn it over to you. How would she know?
Well, I mean, Dana, you can see from all the video too, right? They say that ICE agents, they're not properly marked. You see them in their tactical gear, in their vest, where you blatantly see FBI, ATF, ICE, HSI, ERO, whoever's out with us. So the mayor's claims are just totally false. And what she's doing is making people afraid of us. If LA wasn't a sanctuary city, we wouldn't have to go on the streets. If they turn these criminals over to us.
This Charmin Ultra Soft Smooth
Bear with me,
Tear
family.
has
We're gonna speed through
wavy
this.
edges. It's no
This
ordinary
bullshit out
square.
there. Stop
Secure
hating.
setting, we would not be out there. So what the mayor is doing is she's stoking the flames of this, and she's the one that's making it worse than what it really is.
I want to show you this graphic. The increase in attacks against ICE agents is up 690% from a year ago, from 10 in 2024 to 79 so far this year in 2025. When it comes to masks, would you describe them as more of a need than a want?
I would say that, Dana. If you like we have talked before, if you looked at the beginning of this administration, you looked even in December, November of last year, we weren't wearing masks. ICE agents weren't wearing masks because they weren't afraid of their information being doxxed, their photos taken, addresses posted. But as you've seen the steady increase of when we started doing our law enforcement mission, that's when you saw, these left-wing activists, these groups start posting the names, faces of ICE agents, officers, and their families. So while I'm not a fan of the masks, I think we could do a better, but we need to protect our agents and officers, and I fully support them in that. I say it's a need because they need to protect their families. They need to go home safe at night. And if you just look at the ambush in Texas just recently, that's a pure sign right there that this rhetoric is really stepping up the violence, and it's getting worse.
Well, let's pause right there real quick, y'all. By a show of ones, are you in support of ICE agents being able to wear a mask? A show of twos against the ICE agents having the mask on, y'all. I'll say for me, I actually do want the ICE agents to wear a mask. I'm not against it. I think this is a government initiation. Just like you can allow, folks to go undercover, when they're carrying out tasks. This is no different as far as I'm concerned. These folks, they are assigned to do something, and they should be allowed to go undercover per se. Now, the mere fact that these folks are being doxxed, and it's deputized through government, I would like ICE to go pick some of these folks up, quite frankly. Karen Bass, Brandon Johnson, Hakeem Jackass. I definitely, and just do me a solid on GP and pick up a loudmouth, Jasmine Crockett, just on GP. Pack her the fuck up with them damn eyelashes. But Brother Q, what say you, man? I mean, should ICE be required to show themselves? What say you?
No. If they're being harmed in any way, we should protect ICE at all costs. I'm 1,000% in favor of law enforcement, because law enforcement, whether we want to say it or not, they're just following orders. They took an oath, foreign and domestic. Period. And the reason why they're hiding their faces is because they may be working undercover. I mean, this is nothing new. This is just a democratic posturing to try to incite people of why they're covering their faces. I mean, we see it. Majority of law enforcement, that's when you're in tactical units, you wear all types of fatigues, different pants, different guns all over the place. I mean, what's the difference? I mean, ICE goes after, they are picking up some people that may not be violent criminals, but at the end of the day, they have what you have, they have a workup. And when they have a workup and they say they come in and this man or female is known to be violent, have guns, and may resist, what do they got to do? They got to protect themselves. So I just think it's very interesting how the Democratic Party has been posturing and positioning themselves to incite people to go against law enforcement. And if one of those ICE agents gets seriously hurt, the Democratic Party is going to have hell to pay for it.
That part, Q. Now, Q. That's what I'm saying. Like, we're watching this kind of rhetoric get out of hand. I want to wake something up a little bit more for folks here, just to show black folks what's happening. Like, when the last time has anybody seen Karen Bass outside on behalf of black folks like this? Karen Bass decided to impede the ICE efforts. Show up. She calls herself being on the ground. I'm gonna need somebody. Somebody got to taper this little afro she got here. Fair use.
I like him. Hey, I take back what I said to your boys over here, all right? This is for you.
Now, Karen Bass shows up while these guys are midway trying to handle business. Okay, and she wants to get involved. But we're seeing what happens with this rhetoric. That's why I want to go back here. And we continue to see what's happening. Now, I also saw something else in New York, y'all. Same kind of outrages. These immigrants, the only way to look at what they're doing is treason, as far as I'm concerned. It's literally going against a government. So I need the United States to actually rev it up. That's why I said when I started this broadcast, I mentioned that we need to see some of them dogs biting heads, biting nut sacks. I need to see dogs doing that. I need to see hoses out. Where are the hoses? Where the tanks at riding down the street, running over folks? Okay. Can we get some of that? Just keep the Rodney King energy. That's all.
And the funny thing about it, right, Chef C, and they in their rhetoric, they'll say this administration has weaponized our military, and this, that, and the third. And at the end of the day, it is about protecting the Constitution.
That part.
It's about protecting the Constitution. And they will say words of who's protecting the Constitution, who's not protecting the Constitution. Because the Constitution is to protect the people first in an orderly fashion. If you think that you're going to do something now, I know one of the sisters in the chat said maybe they think they're going to be protected like the January 6ers. They're not going to be protected like that. And that has nothing to do with race. That was more of a political stunt that happened that really was manufactured. And a lot of people fell for the bait. What these Democratic politicians are doing, they are weaponizing these illegals who came in here by the millions. And it is going to cause major harm, not just to these ICE agents, to law enforcement in general. And eventually, unfortunately, the way that it goes, somebody's going to get hurt really bad. And it's going to fall on these politicians who have weaponized it. Y'all know how it goes. You live in certain areas. When you're dealing with gun police, the first thing they do now, ask no questions. They run down on you real aggressive just to make sure that you don't have weapons. And then they ask questions. Yeah, those of us that live in the inner city, that know how the inner city politics work, when they come through, you just comply. We're not afforded this. As Black Americans, we're not afforded that leeway to push back at this time. definitely for an issue that don't concern us.
Right.
And like the brother said, when I had stepped away from my computer for a minute, like the brother said, and he referenced Claude Anderson, that this is nothing but a race for resources. And if you, I, or anybody else think it's anything different, they're not paying attention. These people complaining about that big bill, and these people were getting Medicaid, food vouchers, unlimited EBT, clothes vouchers, housing for free. The housing in New York, they was putting a hotel in New York City. They complained about the hotel, and it was a 3-star hotel.
Right. They had they had a 3 and a 5
Yeah,
star.
and then tore it up when they left it, damaged it.
But see, guys, I think that what we're missing is when the people have been given stuff for so long, free benefits, and they feel entitled to it. Like, how dare you cut off the spigot? How dare you cut off the resources? They feel entitled. Think about somebody who you giving money to, and then you cut them off, cut the money off. They be like, "Well, what's up with it? What's up? You're not gonna help me? I've been helping you for years.
That part.
And you haven't got on your foot yet. It's like welfare. Welfare was supposed to be a place, not a resting place.
Come on.
So these folks, again, they have this spirit of entitlement. And again, I cannot identify with what they're doing because I watched the videos and I've heard the stories of my ancestors protesting.
That part. Come on.
And it wasn't like this.
This is look. Who was the politician out there protesting with our ancestors? Like we're seeing your boy Brandon, your girl right here, and your boy Hakeem Jeffries. We're not seeing them. We didn't see him hit.
If you Google her history, she's a terrorist. She's an urban terrorist.
Come on.
Google Karen Bass. Some of the people that's younger will be shocked when you Google her and find out where she got arrested. She's an urban terrorist. And now she's in a leadership position, basically gatekeeping.
Stomp down socialists. Let's play this.
So I am going to say.
Mayor Bass, I need to get my phone and we're departing.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mayor Bass. Mayor Bass.
Mayor Bass.
Any
comment, Mayor Bass?
Thank you.
Mayor Bass, any comment?
Yes, my comment is they need to leave, and they need to leave right now. They need to leave because this is unacceptable.
Who did you speak with?
Just wait and see.
Mayor Bass,
They will be leaving soon.
Mayor Bass, who did you speak with on the phone just now? Who did you speak with on the phone?
The head of customs.
Wow.
Get her the fuck up out of here. Can we get Karen Bass up out of here? Salute to the 215 plus in the building. Okay. Can somebody come pack her up?
They keep voting her in, man. I tell you, they have a fascination with death. They won't be satisfied until they're dead and their children. And trust me, these illegal immigrants are not going to have the same energy to protect you and your family as they're soliciting for us to have towards them.
At all.
And our politicians, again, man, we don't have things in place to deal with them, but it's coming. It's around the corner. It'll be here shortly. Yeah, it'll be here shortly.
This is LA right here, y'all. ICE out there fighting for their lives, packing folks up, and they getting jumped.
That's it. It's only nationwide, right? From Maine to California. There's only 900,000 police officers. 900,000. With your bigger numbers in your metropolises, your New Yorks, your Detroit, not even Detroit, your Chicago's, your LA's, your Texas, your Florida. That's where you have the greater concentration of police officers. ICE ain't got a whole lot of officers. Let's say maybe 20,000 nationwide, right?
Right.
But they've let in about, let's say, 15 million illegals.
It was between 15, 20 million in 4 years.
That's just a drop in the bucket of ICE officers who's going to have to bring millions of immigrants to bear out this country.
Not to mention their their partners,
Right.
the accomplices, the what do they call them? Sleeper cells. These folks that are helping, right?
And we're going to probably have to, if things do bust off, which they will eventually, we're going to have to step over the carcasses of our own people, of our own traitors.
Right. I mean, listen, Wolf. Look. Let me play some more of this one here.
Well, let's talk about some of the Democrats who have talked about this. Watch.
First of all, the importance and the urgency because of not just fear, Jen, but actual terror that people are feeling, not just in Los Angeles, but especially in Los Angeles, because that's clearly Donald Trump's target right now.
Some of the most inspiring things have been when people encircle courtrooms and refuse to allow ICE agents in.
Our local police department will not ever cooperate with ICE.
He goes on to say whatever their constitutional authority is, and I mentioned last night on the 5, the left has been saying that President Trump is a threat to our democracy. It will create an existential crisis for the United States of America. And then you have the mayor of Chicago saying that it doesn't matter what the constitutional authority is of ICE and the federal government, they're not going to cooperate.
Yeah, Dana, it's so frustrating because all we're actually doing is our law enforcement mission that we've constitutionally sworn to do. And when you look at a lot of the instances that we've done recently, you hear a lot of elected officials say, if ICE has a criminal warrant, if ICE has a warrant signed by a judge or a search warrant, well, now we do. And we're out there doing a law enforcement mission, and they still don't like what we're doing. And the more they say these crazy rhetorics that they won't work with us, or they're happy when they circle a courtroom or they stop an ICE arrest, all they're doing is putting the public at risk, and they're putting ICE officers and agents at risk. It's their rhetoric and what they're saying is what's making this situation worse, and what's really putting my men and women every day in harm's way. Because, like you showed that graph, the increase is alarming and it's dangerous. You have ICE agents being hit, struck by vehicles, being shot at. Never in my whole career did I think that would happen for doing your law enforcement mission.
Right. Well, it's a story that is, unfortunately, very much on our radar, but we'll continue to cover it as it develops. Thank you, Todd Lyons of ICE.
Diabolical. They cracking these motherfuckers in the head. They hitting them with cars. You understand me? And you know what? Let me share something with y'all. See, your girl Karen Bass don't see nothing wrong with it. Look at this chick, man. Y'all ever notice how a lot of these Democratic females all look the same? Y'all ever notice they kind of butchy? They either butchy or loud, big wig wearing motherfuckers. Okay, and then you got the zesties, right? Closet booty bandits. That's all that comes from over there. Give us these weird shapeshifters. Let's go ahead and play some of this.
Mayor Bass, this is kind of more of a broader national question. Reports indicate that ICE agents and police officers in Texas have been targeted in ambushes, including in Alvarado, where assailants in tactical gear allegedly lured officers with fireworks before opening fire. Given your strong opposition to federal immigration enforcement actions in Los Angeles, how would you address similar escalations of violence against law enforcement in Texas? And what steps would you propose to prevent such unrest from spreading to Los Angeles, while balancing community safety in your sanctuary city policies?
Well, let me just say that the quote-unquote riots that were reported never happened. We did have a couple of incidences of vandalism and looting, But the way it was portrayed nationally was like the whole city was up in flames. The comparison to 1992, which was completely 100% inappropriate.
What did we just watch? That's why I played it in the order that I played it, y'all. I just showed she bold-faced lying to the people, y'all. We just saw them folks jumping ice. Going crazy. This is your leadership here. Okay? This is your leadership. California, we need y'all to keep your heads up over there, y'all. Keep your heads up. Okay? This is why I say, man, who needs enemies when you got your own folks? You talk about some black representation in high places. This is your black, quote unquote, black representation in high places. Meaning don't mean a damn thing. As usual. As freaking usual. Okay? And Karen Bass, she sidestepping and he basically telling her, listen, we're going to need you to tone some of this shit down. Right? Stop mobilizing all of those folks over there with your rhetoric. Yeah, I'm really not going to speak on that right about now. It's nothing to see here. I don't see nothing wrong with what they're doing, essentially. This is the danger when you have faulty leadership in place like this.
And I think the example that you use, I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with it. It was from some other state.
Yes,
But-
Texas.
Yeah, right.
11.
So I have no idea what happened in Texas. What I do know is what happened in Los Angeles.
11
What has
people
been
were-
happening in Los Angeles has been completely.
Mayor,
unacceptable.
11 people were arrested for trying to
I-
attack ICE agents and federal law enforcement. So I was just trying to get your perspective on how you're going to contain the situation
Well, I think
here
I
in Los
answered the
Angeles and the
question, but I
unrest.
can't respond to Texas.
Okay.
You see that? Listen, when people don't address the question at hand directly and they give you something totally separate, little bullshit, help us out.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit. A bullshit.
That's all you getting from these folks. Huh? Q, take the floor, brother Q. I'm about to line. We about to get ready to close this thing down. I got Brandon Johnson in the pocket right here, brother Q. So you got the flow.
I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. It's like, so blatant, so obvious. Don't just everybody in the chat, man. Just protect yourselves, protect your families. Don't trip out. I know most of us are foundational Black Americans, B1s, natives, whatever term you want to use, freemen. Listen, I know we know the stance on this, but if anybody trip out, don't be around it. Don't encourage it, because what these people are doing, there's literally sending the lambs to slaughter. They're going to get people slaughtered. It's going to be a hot summer. You see what just happened in Texas. Then I seen the Haitians was cutting up, fighting the ICE. It's going to be a long summer. And they got a job to do. Let these people do what they're going to do and get out the way.
Well, I tell you what, Q. Let's bring Brandon Johnson up just to make it make sense for everybody. Brandon Johnson got a few things to tell everybody, particularly the residents out there in Chicago.
Yeah, let me just first acknowledge the level of anxiety and fear and trepidation that this administration has caused. You've never seen a society improve or expand under this type of fear. And we're going to continue to resist, and we're going to do it in many different ways, whether it's taken to the streets or to the courts or policy.
Another whistleblower, y'all. Did you hear it? This is another one deputizing, mobilizing. We're going to continue to take to the streets wherever it takes. Let me slow that down. They're all whistleblowing. These folks all get the same memo, y'all. It's just about the clever wording, and some of it goes over people's heads too quick. But again, for their objective, you, Black America, become collateral damage. This is where the issue comes in. Right? These folks are all looking to get patted on the head by massa. And they don't care what damage or crises it puts your family in. Okay? Let
There's a
me go
good
ahead and
chance. There's a
go
good
ahead.
chance that these people are going to get slaughtered in the midterms.
They have
They
to,
they
Q.
get slaughtered in the midterms, and then 2028 rolls right around, and they lose in the general election again, and the Republicans win again. These people is up out of here, man. This is the end, and this we have literally in the last 7-8 months, we've literally seen the death and unraveling of the Democratic Party as we know it.
That
And
part,
they're
come on.
and they're not pivoting. Usually, when a person makes a mistake, Brother Juan, when he's doing training, if he realizes, oh, I made a mistake in a certain area. Chef C, when he's prepping, when I'm at work and I do something and I know it's not a safe site, you usually pivot in the middle of what you're doing. You pivot to correct it. You course correct it. These people are not course correcting. There is not a Democratic politician outside of the mayor in Baltimore with some of the initiatives that he's doing.
Right.
I'm gonna give him credit for fighting crime. But when you think about every Democratic politician that has national attention, there is not one Democratic politician that has national attention that is black, and I mean black, I don't just mean FBA, that has done anything right in the last year. Their messaging is terrible. They're just terrible people, and they're doubling down. They're doubling down on the nonsense. Hakeem Jeffries, just to go back to him, he's a leader and he got no nuts whatsoever.
Come on, you.
He lacks any balls. You're a politician. You're the House leader. You can call the White House. You can ask for 15 to 20 minutes of the president's time. Behind the scenes, negotiate, politic. This is what politics do. This is what people elect you to do. You're not going to always be in power, but you're there to negotiate for people. And what the Democratic Party, particularly the Black Democratic Party, has done, because let's face it, their base is Black Americans, particularly the women. You know what they said? Fuck y'all, we punting on the next 3.5 years.
Come on.
We don't care. We gonna let y'all. Trump is so evil and he's the boogeyman and he's all that, but y'all ain't fighting. It makes no sense. Y'all saying one thing, but y'all actions is saying something totally opposite.
It makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. They're counting on Black fear and trauma to give them a big voter turnout. So it makes perfect sense. They don't have to deliver anything. All they have to do is wait for people to hurt Black people enough to force them to come out and vote for shit that they don't want. It's sort of like a pimp, because if he beats his hoes more, they'll sell more pussy. And that's what Black people do. We vote more, the more abuse we get.
That part. Well, brother Q, let me play some more of this goofy real quick. We're gonna get ready to wrap it down.
Different ways, whether it's taken to the streets or to the courts or policy. One of the things that I am very proud of is that we are a welcoming city, which means our local law enforcement do not dub or behave as federal ICE agents. And so our local law enforcement, as we continue to rebuild and expand trust amongst all of our residents, it's important that we hold that line. Yeah, let me just...
Fucking coward. This is another one. Chicago. I'll be feeling for Chicago sometime. But he's got one hell of a security detail too. So you definitely not going to even be able to get a tomato at his head or a watermelon or
You know
even
what? You know how
even a
you get
chicken
him?
leg. You can't get a chicken leg at this nigga head.
All you need to do is throw a Vogue house party, throw a gay party. He'll be there. I'm just telling you about that Barbara Jordan looking nigga there. I mean, that's what it is. And you know what?
Hey, Dr. Short, can I ask you a question, Dr. Short? And I asked this question to Sister Azima yesterday, and I want to ask you as our historian, or I don't like to call you elder because you're not an elder. You're our big brother, right?
I'm not a big brother. I can't fight. Juan is the big brother.
Have you ever seen? Has it ever been a time where the so-called black leaders never fought for us, so to say? Has there ever been a time like it is now where if you're saying you're in leadership for black people, because we were talking about the situation with the NAACP. For those that don't know, tomorrow their convention starts, their national convention. For the first time in their history of having a convention, they have not invited a sitting president or the vice president. Not that they would go. I personally believe that Trump would probably go. But have you ever seen the A. Philip Randolphs, the Malcolm Martin? Would they ever not go when they have to represent us based off of whether they like the person or not? They would go and just speak on black people's behalf?
Well, black people have become basically an appendage of the Democratic Party. So when the Democratic Party speaks, black people speak. So an independent voice, it's sort of like black folks are like people who sold their child to a gay child and family services agent, right? Our asshole and our orifices have been given away to the Democratic Party, and sometimes to far less degree the Green Party. And it's not better on the Republican side. So in reality, black people, there is no black leadership, and there hasn't been black leadership since since Nancy Pelosi came in. We're in the 20th consecutive year of there being no black leadership in the country. And you need to understand that Hakeem Jeffries is in reality a melanated sex toy, a melanated political sex toy of Nancy Pelosi. She still has all the power. What they did was to make certain that black people in the largest caucus and among Democrats is a congressional, I call it congressional black circus, to prevent there from being grassroots activism and pressure. They know put a black face, in particular, a light-skinned black face in a high place, like they did with Ofaga, and niggas go into deep freeze. The one thing going for Brandon Johnson is that he's dark-skinned, and black people we hate darker-skinned black Americans, and therefore a dark-skinned black person will be held accountable. Even if a dark-skinned person is competent and good, they're no good. Whereas a light-skinned black person gets an honorary white pass if they're successful by black people. Are you understanding me? Like Chris Brown is light-skinned. If a dark-skinned black person was beating up people as often as Chris Brown, they would be trashing him. But he's light-skinned. And so black people's color cast, which white people completely understand, we're sick fuck of people, a gaggle of sick fuck black people who have as much internalized racism against self as the other people against us. And so we haven't had leadership since 95, and evidence of that, it started with Hurricane Katrina. People talking about the fall of America. That's the fall of Black America, that an entire Black community could be destroyed. People mass murdered, folk eaten by alligators, drowning, starving, and it didn't galvanize a sustained effort. In fact, I remember that the Congressional Black Caucus was going to have a press conference and show their outrage, and they sort of, and then all of a sudden it stopped. Nancy Pelosi told Barbara Lee and all of them, shut your damn nigger pie holes, and they did. So you've got a neo-segregationist named Nancy Pelosi that controls the Democratic Party. She doesn't face any pressure because there are practically no blacks in San Francisco, and she's helped purge black folks out. So she doesn't face any consequences. She's aligned with the oligarchs. She's aligned with the Israelis. She's aligned with everyone, and she's the biggest fundraiser for the Democratic Party. And what you need to know is that what you need to do is study black congressional races. Just go to Wikipedia and look up different members of Congress, and you'll find a lot of times those black folks in Congress run in pretty safe seats. If you get the Democratic nomination, or if you're the incumbent, then you don't ever get moved. Like that haunted mansion door knocker face Maxine Waters. She does look like, in fact, she's a cross between a haunted door knocker and Count Chocula. Remember that cereal? The little, she does look like Count Chocula, and drag like Count Chocula got his sex changed. Maxine Waters has almost no opposition. Certain people run, and in their districts, they have more money because they have SEIU, which basically represents illegals, the police unions, all the people that hate our guts raise the money for the black candidates. Therefore, or the Boule or their Greek, see, it costs money to run for office, and all of these people, because elections aren't publicly funded, and in fact, the public wants it. Black people, by the way, are stupid. I'm just going to say, black people are dumb as fuck. We're dumb as the people. We should be demanding public funding for elections. That way we'd have some say over the people that run. Otherwise, you have to go to the people that can give money to the candidates to run, which means that the candidates are bought in the process of running for office. You have to sell your soul, your politics, and maybe your body orifices just to get in that office. So as a result, the system's rigged against people who don't have a lot of money. And even if blacks give, they don't give in the way that other people with more money do. And at the same time, the Democratic Party is against. In fact, starting with the ascendancy of black elected officials, where the BEOs, and I basically called them Boule elite orifices instead of black elected officials. Once you started getting people to put their trust in people who got elected office, there ceased to be genuine, sustained, grassroots, popular movements to demand that the politicians deliver. This stuff more or less stopped in the 80s, with the exception of the Harold Washington campaign. There was a little bit of this with the Jesse Jackson campaigns of 84 and 88. There was a sense of this with Ofaga, where Negroes start by running up behind this broke-back Negro. And a lot of y'all dumbass people that voted for Obama, y'all need to repent. God's going to judge you for voting for Obama. I didn't do it twice. Black folks thought that their voting mattered. And in reality, it is not about whether you vote. It's whether you control the persons that get elected. Jews can back both sides and shake down both sides. Black people act like they've got to be in a freak-off orgy hot tub with you, or they can't talk to you. As I remember going to people about black political prisoners, that Trump would let some of them go, and people said, we don't want Trump's help for Mamiya. And other people said, my God, people, he's dying. They would rather him die in prison and Jamil Al-Amin, aka H. Rap Brown, they'd rather those people die in jail. They'd rather Sada Shakur die in exile than Trump or a Republican get any credit, because in reality, even your black leftists and communists, they're all Democrats. Therefore, they will never do they don't do uh, demand politics where they play by an effort to do whatever it takes to get it. They only want to get it from the Democrats, and yet the Democrats don't give it, but they keep thinking, or actually, maybe they don't even care because they get rich. They do insider trading. When they come here to my city of Washington, you can become a pedophile. You can fuck the kids in the Capitol paid school. You can do all this stuff. Nancy Pelosi has a laptop with all the sexual crimes and activities of the members of Congress, and she uses blackmail to keep people in order. This is why you can count on Al Green to always attack Trump, because of the woman who he gave cocaine to, who he raped, that they paid like the equivalent of almost $1 million to pay off the woman that he blackballed. Name, I think, was Cinda Daniels. Do you get me? Remember the dude shaking the pimp cane at Trump? He's paid to do that. He has to pay favors. I wonder who Crockett had to munch, or who's got stuff that make Crockett do all this stupid trick ass behavior. When you see this stuff, that's because they own someone. That's because somebody knows something. And therefore, once you understand how Washington works, is through blackmailing and through coercion and through money. And at least black folks during the Congressional Black Caucus, they have orgies. Why couldn't someone that's for what we want get some pictures of some of these people doing nasty shit and say, if we don't get a reparations bill, I'm going to give this to the National Enquirer and the New York Post. You know why they don't do it? Because usually the people that get access, they're either Boule or they're into nigger respectability. And that means anybody black that's successful, well, I got to respect their office bullshit. We need some folks who really don't give a shit. I was just telling Jaguar Wright when I was off the phone that James Brown, back in March or April of 1992, was beating the shit out of his wife at the JW Marriott Hotel. And I was the front desk clerk in charge. And I kept getting noise complaints, and I knew who it was. I saw James Brown. I knew he beat women's asses. And I decided to call security and tell James Brown to stop kicking his wife's ass. The security person was a Puerto Rican that wanted to be white, that was clout chasing, that didn't want to do anything to mess up the chance to get an autograph or a picture with James Brown, in spite of his wife being bounced off the wall in the hotel room like a ping pong ball. And I told the person, well, what do you expect to do? I says, I want you to tell him he can't beat this woman. I'm traumatized from watching a man beat a woman half to death as a child. It makes me feel crazy. And to make me feel like doing something myself, even though I'm not a tough person like you three are. So he says, well, I'm not going up there. And I says, well, look, I don't like this job. And right now, frankly, I hate it. Says, either you take your high yellow ass up there and you stop I Feel Good from kicking his wife's ass, or I'm calling 911 and I'm going to call the Washington Post. Get your ass up there and get him off of her. I can't take it. You know, they went up there and shut it down. But a lot of people would have said, I need my job. Oh, it's James Brown. He just got out of jail. Fuck that. You don't beat black women. I can't, as much as I criticize, I don't like men beating on women. It drives me. I hate pedophiles. I hate it all. I don't like it. I can't be quiet about that. It makes me feel angry. So either we have to get to the point where we hate injustice so much. We hate discrimination. We hate not having our reparations and freedom. So we don't care who we have to drive a Humvee over to get on Freedom Road. And in reality, black people don't want to be free. They don't want reparations. We don't really want it yet.
I think we're going to have a lot more stuff like this big, beautiful bill and more homeless people and more folks miserable to get people up off their behinds to do something about what's happening with us as a collective. It took 19 million illegals to make us mad. It's taken about 5 or 6 million Africans to wake us up that we're not just some generic African. Our people seem to respond to extreme pressure and cruelty. We don't get nuance. We don't do preventative. Or if we do want it, those few that do, like Sister Star or Sister Devon, who we entrust to leadership don't. And we look to leadership. It's like this platform. People that do real stuff can't get the following of people who. Let's have a conversation about thongs, like Umar Johnson talking about his woman's drawers looking like a wife beater T-shirt, and everybody's looking at that. That can get attention. And again, I'll tell you, it's a God thing. As long as Black people are wicked, ungodly, unrepentant, where we can accept thousands of people being killed in jail, 80,000 dying due to unfair medical treatment, hundreds of thousands unfairly incarcerated, homeless. We accept all of this without there being outrage that people don't go and say, Jamal Bryant, we're going to like mob you at your church. We're going to stop you people. We're going to do something about it, and we don't care how it looks. Right now, our people obsessed, we're narcissistic, reprobate people who are clout chasers that need to be popular and liked in a racist society. Do you see the schizophrenia that's necessary? In a white supremacist society, you want to be popular? It isn't possible. But God knows we keep trying. So we have never been this low. And I believe we're going to get lower. The only hope is that some of the younger people are willing to work with some of the older people that can advise them on what they're going to do, because the tools are here. The internet, all the stuff are great things. We aren't using it. Imagine if, I'm going to say this to anyone young listening, why can't you hack Kajim Jeffries' computer, find out if he looks at some kiddie porn? And if any of these people looked at kiddie porn, just drop some information somewhere where someone can call up and say, we have some things that we'd like to talk to you about. And say, if you don't do something for us, we'll have no option but to go and plead our case. That's what a Jewish person say, to plead our case for justice. And all of a sudden there'd be pictures of Hakeem Jeffries with kids. And all of a sudden they tell them there's more where that came from. It would be independently leaked. Adam Clayton Powell did it. They know how to do it. We need to be willing to ruin careers. I mean, it's amazing. We've done it to Fat Joe. Why can't we do it to politicians, white and Black? Why can't we make people miserable? If they were as miserable oppressing us as we are being oppressed, some of them would stop. Instead of trying to have a kumbaya with a psychotic Nazi or a self-hating Boule fagonist feminist, why can't we have enemies and treat them like enemies? That's part of politics too. We need to add some blood sport. We need goat-sized testicles on the Black body politic, or we're history.
Yeah. Dr. Short, I like that shit. That's that talk right there. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get ready to wrap this fucking thing down, though. Okay? We gave y'all a good feeling for tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, still not too
very
late.
white. Y'all been treated white. I hope that they've treated your Cash App like it was white. Chef C, do you feel white? Is your hair
No,
straightening?
I feel tragic right now. I
Oh
would
my
like to
God.
go more.
So
I
you're
would
a mulatto.
like to go
Oh
full
my God.
white.
Y'all
But
gonna
I
let
feel
him be a
tragic right
mulatto? Oh, he's not even a quadroon. See, I don't
Yeah.
even want to be a quad. I mean, you got to be white all the way, or not white at all. So if somebody want to give something, we gave all this wonderful analysis. You have Brother Dome, and you got Lone Wolf up here talking about guns and everything. As much as Negroes claim they're gangsters, they need to get up off of the foolishness
and help out. So before we leave, like, you know how when you're at the bar, they give the last round of drinks? Is there someone out there that feels so inclined as to bless the Patriarch Pat Talk show? There's got
Yeah.
to be someone. Y'all got money. And in fact, if you're homoerotic, just pretend it with Chipper Deals. What would you give? Especially,
200, look, 230 plus people in here right now.
mm.
Somebody can hit them cash. Hit the cash app.
You know what it is?
Share this thing. Make sure you have liked it as well. Subscribe,
The
y'all.
ones that aren't giving, I guess they're Pride Month spies, looking at how they can get some strikes on your channel. And there's some pork chops out there. We're gonna get them. I hate all the testosterone. And all the punks that all of them, I think all of them are lovers. Yeah, all lovers. They all. You know what? I know why Chef C don't show his face. He go with Juan, and then sure go with Quentin. Oh, they all queens. They all girls. I'm not giving them nothing. You know, maybe that's what's out there.
Well, listen. I'll tell you what, though. I do have a surprise coming for our audience if they give me another month or so. I'm almost there. But we got some developments happening on this side. In addition, we do plan, Brother Short, you want to share the news with them of us hopefully jumping the Patriarch Virtual Summit off in the fall, sir?
Yes. You know, things happen. Things happen. Health happens. My God. All these death and near death things. I've had 3 of them in one household. So it's between, I thank Chef C for being, I'm telling you, if his support for the Patriarch Summit is anything like his Jimmy, I see why women don't want to leave him. Because he was rock solid all the way. I thank you, brother. You treated us whiter than Viking. Anyway, I want to say that we want to do something in the fall. And we're going to do a much bigger, longer, and in-depth one. And I believe that we're going to see a major change, a major, major program. We're going to be talking about all kinds of stuff. And by the way, we'll probably even have a special guest. I'm going to ask. I believe we can get none other than Jag to give us some insights. I believe we're going to have some star power to talk about issues, about manhood, about family, about protecting our youth, about protecting our sisters, domestic violence, human trafficking, and also ending the, pardon my language, brother fucker culture. And there are a lot of you guys out there too. They're probably ones that don't give up no money because they're trying to hold on to this culture of black men not working together while beefing and whining and complaining about Latins and all the other men that stick together. And I want to say this to you black men. The strength of a people is linked to the unity and cohesion of the males. If the men act like a bunch of menstruating women on LSD, then a people are scattered and destroyed. Do you act like a woman on their period on LSD and crack? Can you prove it? Are you giving to something? Are you joined to something? Are you working towards something? Are you just one of these whiner, moany, hormonal Negroes that's concerned about sports teams you don't own and tennis shoes manufactured by slaves in foreign countries? I mean, who are you? What are you? We want to get into that, and we want to be more serious than ever before. So, you know, here we are, and we've been at this, over a year, and we'll keep doing it. We're going to keep doing it. In fact, you know, as I said, we got all kinds of people that are down with us, judges and so forth, even though we want to touch the grassroots. But I'll tell you something. To whom much is given, much is required. We always give people a lot of info, what's required of you for you to share, participate, support. If you don't, you're a passive supporter of white supremacy. Okay? And a lot of us are. A lot of us don't realize that we're white supremacists by how we allocate our time, our resources, what we don't do. And yet they'll get, they can't wait to go to the next Democratic rally where they're not addressed. And they'll get drink a beer, smoke a joint, and whine to their friends. They never talk about that stuff. And anybody black talking about it, we won't help them either because I don't know, I'm a type A, backstabbing, weak liar. I don't know. Well, I'm just a real RBG nigga that don't want to do nothing, and reparations and freedom should fall from the sky because I just don't want to do nothing. I just want to eat, screw, and hold some kind of a job under the authority of white supremacy. Okay, deuces. I mean that's where a lot of people are. Anyway, we're fighting it. So if you're our enemy, you are our enemy. That's okay. But for those of the friends, know that we're going to come harder in the fall. We're going to come hard in the fall. Then a mirror on the wall. Who are the angriest patriarchs of all? You're looking at them, and they're more. And so join up, saddle up, and for all you wonderful supportive sisters that love black men, like Sister Devon, who checks on me constantly, and all of my friends. In fact, we're going to have Big Mama that's going to help because we're going to be talking about men. Yeah, we're going to talk about black men being raped in prison, black men being raped in the military, and how a lot of black men are on drugs, a lot of black men are cowards. They're phony. They don't talk about pedophilia and all the stuff that happened to them in foster care and so forth. We're going to deal with these issues whether you want to hear them or not. We're going to start breaking the silence. Part of revelation is exposing and being real about stuff, whether people want to hear it or not. So, Chef, do you understand what I'm saying? You haven't talked to Big Mama yet, but Big Mama has. We're even going to be blessed. Muhammad Ali's second wife, she and I are supposed to talk. You're going to hear about Muhammad Ali. You're going to learn some strange stuff about Muhammad Ali. We're going to deal with this fake black manhood that's performative, but it's not operational, that does not have farms or businesses or self-defense. And if I'm offending you, wonderful. That's the whole purpose. In fact, the only men offended by patriarch are faggotists, betas, simps, liars, brokebacks, okay, coons. But real black men love when black men stand up. And by the way, it's interesting, Brother Chef C, let us remind everybody, the black women aren't supposed to be the backbone of the black community. They're supposed to be the womb. For patriarch talk, black women are the financial backbone of our program. And black men, like I said, the reason we're not respected is because people know what a bitch is when they see one. Okay. How do you know someone's a bitch when there's no grocery store in their community? How do you know they're a bitch when there's no order and cohesion in your community? You don't have any commerce in your community. There are a lot of things that say folks are bitch. You don't start businesses. You don't support one another. You don't help anybody. People know a bitch when they see one. Are you one? Ask yourself. And who are you bonded with? Who are you banded with? Who are you helping? Who are you unified with? Nat Turner set the world on fire with 4 people. I know folks that can't find 2 or 3 black men to work with because, you know what, other than, it's interesting, for Pride Month, Black Gay Pride, you can get hundreds of black men around being broke back.
Hey, come on.
Isn't that amazing? Thousands around eating doo-doo and so forth. Drinking urine. Yes. Why is it that sodomite black men come together and supposedly straight black men who say they love the pussy, say they love black manhood and black history, and yet they don't come together? And that's because I think they don't have testosterone poisoning. They got enough estrogen. They have enough estrogen to be a kick line at Las Vegas. I'm going to stop there.
Salute to our brother Dr. Short, man. We're gonna give you a wrap this damn thing down, man. It was a good broadcast. I want to thank everybody for checking in. Right now, we're around about 240 in this motherfucker. So y'all came for the conversation, man.
Oh.
You still like to support the program? Don't hesitate. You like what any of the brothers is talking? Their cash apps are there as well, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, you got my brother Wolf, you got my brother Juan. Well, same person, but you got brother Q up there, and then you got brother Dr. Short's cash app. Feel free to hit them brothers as well, direct, or support the overall broadcast in the bottom of the screen there, $ FTS49. Ladies and gentlemen,
Chef C, you all right?
yes, sir, I am.
Okay. You went silent for a second.
Yeah, they try to pack me up for a half a second and then brought me back in. But you got the flow, brother Q.
I have nothing really to add to the conversation what we just discussed, but appreciate you guys in the chat for rocking with us. Being some of the people I watch in the chat have been supportive of the channels. Some people look new, but nevertheless, we appreciate you guys and know that each like, each subscription, each donation is highly appreciated, and we appreciate you guys as much as you appreciate us. And we'll see you guys soon.
Most definitely. Salute to our brother Q from Let's Talk 2, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure y'all catch him on Tuesdays with the sister Zima. They really got some fly shit happening over there. So
this week we're going to talk about Jekyll Island.
Oh, that's the one. Okay, yeah, that's the one, y'all. Anybody know about the significance of Jekyll Island? We're talking about the Federal Reserve. We're talking about all that. That's all that over there in Jekyll Island. So if you're not really up to speed, you need to be a part of that conversation. At least be in the bleachers for it. Go check him out.
Okay, I'll put it away. You know what, Chef C? I thought Jekyll Island was a resort for Maxine Waters, but that's okay.
Well, let me get your final thoughts as well, brother Dr. Short, as we get ready to close out, sir.
Follow us on all of our platforms. I'm the Angry Black Man's Book Club on YouTube. Angry Black Man's Book Club on YouTube. If you're on Twitter, I am DRS1C Buster. DRS1C Buster. If you like honest, unvarnished talk, check us out. We will be doing a show, Raw Sex, me and Big Mama from Chicago. We're going to be talking about all the issues of Black folks, and that should launch next week. And we'll be on the Angry Black Man's Book Club. And by the way, I've got a Patreon, which is Dr. Randy Short. I've got a Venmo, Dr. Randy Short. I've got a lot of stuff. Of course, the Cash App is Dr. Randy Short. And of course, there's Zelle and PayPal. If you do genealogical research or other things, I do consulting around that. If you want to reach me, my email is wrandyshort@gmail.com. And that wrandyshort@gmail.com is a PayPal and a Zelle. And check out the Angry Black Men's Book Club. We do book reviews, and also for those people who believe in God in a Nat Turner sort of way, check out our Salt Ministry sermons that typically come on Sabbath. The last one I did was There's No Freak-Offs in Heaven. I strongly recommend that you watch all of our different platforms. We're literally trying to bring truth to the community. And we don't do it for money, but you need money to get it out there. That's why everybody sells advertising in the media business. We need it. Bless us, And as the woman said, baby, what you need, we got it. And what we need, you got it. So give it. Treat us like we're white. If we were white people helping Black folks, the same way Black people went down to Guyana and let Jim Jones kill him, even though they knew that he was a gay, drug addict, pedophile, Black folks still died for a liar, white, pedophile, communist. We're not even trying to get you to move to a jungle. We should be able to hit you up for donations with some regularity. Somebody say amen.
And by the way, you don't have to get up early Sunday morning. You don't have to make biscuits or fried chicken. I promise not to sweat salt into your clothes. And we don't pass offering plates, but you should bless us. And that includes everybody on here. I love you, Brother Dome, Chef C, Lone Wolf, or as I call him, Robro Cop. I thank y'all. We're going to keep it real. Let me sign off. I got to get ready to go to Cleveland. And speaking, that's a crazy place. And one of these days, Brother Chef, we need to have our sister come on because we have a survivor in our network. There was a black man named Sowell who went around strangling and murdering black women. We need to talk about black male serial killers that kill black women in large numbers. We act like serial killers are only white men. No, they're black men that target and murder our sisters. Same brothers who can't speak up to a cop will kill 10, 20, 30 black women, and we don't talk about it. We wonder where all the women are. A lot of black men are killing them. There's a guy called the Cleveland Strangler named Sowell. One of the survivors was a mother. She jumped out of a second-story window naked. Otherwise, he killed a bunch of women. Her daughter and I are friends. We need to talk about these murders, killings, black manhood, same folks that don't give, can't say nothing, walk around with all this anger and rage. They murder, they rape, they screw in grandma, they screw in mom, they screw in the kids, they screw in the great-grandchildren. And they're the kind of people that don't support what we're doing. So we hope you're making you mad. And for those who are not like that, black men that are tired of folks not picking you up when you're trying to get a cab, you have to delineate yourself from the brotherfuckers. The best way you can do that is becoming a patriarch. And by the way, God is real. Don't let the cussing fool you. God is real. Jesus used to cuss people out. Nehemiah cussed people out. And I cussed you out for your good. And I'm going to keep doing it. Let me sign off.
Salute to our brother, Dr. Short. Yeah, this guy's crazy, man. Salute to brother, Dr. Short, man. Real quick, ladies and gentlemen. Real quick.
Stack you hard, fool.
And with that, let me just say these words. Very few programs on social media where you have discussions like this: politics, race, gender, war, self-defense. And I am unapologetic about the subliminal suggestion from that commercial of trying to get you to become responsible gun owners and gun users. When you hear that commercial, you see it, it's not just a good commercial. I'm asking you a question. Have you considered a shotgun? Have you considered a rifle? Have you considered a semi-automatic handgun? Have you considered a rifle? I am 100% convinced that the Black community self-defense switch has been deactivated. His self-preservation switch has been deactivated. And I'm gonna do everything I can to flip it back on. Everything I can. Because we're in a war, a physical war, a verbal war, a mental war, a psychological war, a war for resources. And until you can see this, you're gonna always be behind, wondering. I am 100% behind Dr. Short, period. I'm 100% behind Brother Q. I'm behind Chef C. And I'm behind Brother Vader. Haven't seen him lately. Brothers who are trying to bring back the patriarch. Twizzler, 100% behind some of these guys. Haven't seen them face to face, but their hearts is right and they care for our community. So I'm gonna end with this. I need you to be serious about becoming responsible gun owners, gun users. I need you to like these broadcasts. I need you to share it. I need you to subscribe and leave a comment. And also, you can donate. Okay, we're in a war, people. We're in a war, and if you don't know what time it is, I'm letting you know right now. It's time to wake up. I'm gonna land my plane with that.
Most definitely salute to our brother Juan J. Johnson, LWF Training, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, another broadcast in the books for us as usual, y'all. Man. I gotta tell you, this was a good one. I'm thankful that everybody stayed in here. The 200 plus in the building still right now. The conversation was necessary, ladies and gentlemen, and I believe, as we all do collectively as brothers in here, that self-preservation switch must be reactivated. It is up to you to take pride in what your last name means and have an understanding of the bloodlines and people, those individuals, those ancestors, what they mean to you here in this soil. Right? At some point, we got to be more. It's up to you individually to make those steps forward. So with that being said, I want to thank everybody for joining us here today, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure you do so to all of our platforms. Okay. And also, if you like a little something that's not so much blackety black, which is this one right here, my alternate platform, the Cook Up with Chef C, make sure you go over there and subscribe to that, y'all. I do a lot of cooking or whatever it is. You'll get some of the drops that I drop from time to time over there. I have been very busy, but I'm going to get y'all right. Don't worry about that. I will get you right. All right? The Cook Up with Chef C. So make sure you're locked in for that. Well, remember, ladies and gentlemen, always keep in mind, in a system of white degeneracy, you stand for nothing, you fall for anything. My name is Chef C, and I'm out of here. Salute, y'all.